The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Wednesday, January 26th, 2022, and this sports show shall begin right now. Yeah. Shout out to Twine for that beat drop. Shout out to you for watching wherever the hell you may be at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Massive show today. Hey, it's a big one. The game-winning, shit-talking kicker from the Cincinnati Bengals, Evan McPherson, will be joining us in 12 minutes. And when I say shit-talking, I'm not talking to other people. I'm just talking about life in general, about how damn good he is. Allegedly saying to the backup quarterback before kicking the game-winning 52-yard field goal in the divisional round of the AFC playoffs for a team that nobody could have expected to be in the position that they were at, before going out to kick that game winner in the cold, all eyes on this young guy out of Florida, says to the backup quarterback with zero thought of the moment, well, it looks like we're going to the AFC Championship, man. Fist bump and just dogs out there, buries a 50-plus yarder, and now they're in the AFC Championship for the first time. And by the way, got people believing because just a few weeks back, he hit a game winner against the team that they're playing this upcoming weekend. I mean, this dude is an absolute stud, an absolute legend already. Yeah. Cannot wait to watch his entire career. We'll talk to him in about 11 minutes. That's high praise, but I think he deserves it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What? The mental state of mind that he is able to get to is what every super level kicker has the ability to get to. There is a bunch of other kickers, okay, that are in this vein here. And there's a lot of other kickers that have made a lot of money kicking balls that are in this vein here. That mental difference is what keeps the people up here. Hey, there's the Adam Vinatieri up there. Hey, there's the Justin Tucker right up there. Hey, there's the Shane Leckler. There, you go through. Janikowski was bombing balls for a long time. There's just a level, a mental level that people can get up to up here. Morton Anderson had it for a long, long time. There's this guy already there, rookie year, and that is awesome. He's in the same division as Justin Tucker, which is a terrible division for kickers. Terrible. Chris Boswell also for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a fucking stud as well.
The best of kicking division in
What has
football,
to be too, because it's the absolute worst. Like a lot of people would think in the AFC North kickers, if they were in, like the NFC West, which is a lot of California or domes, or in the NFC South, which is domes or very warm places, how they would do. And maybe they'll migrate down there later, but yeah, fucking stud. I can't wait to chat with him. Big game coming up this weekend. He doesn't even know it. And I don't think the rest of the team does either, which is fantastic. We'll talk to somebody who has been in those massive games, massive moments plenty of times before. Erin Andrews will join us. Yay! At 1:05 Eastern. Obviously, we'll talk about the Calm Dahn podcast that she hosts alongside Clarissa Thompson, and also everything happening in the NFL. Her thoughts on the teams that are in the championship round. What a fucking season it's been. Yeah. Longest season ever in NFL history. They obviously covered it, the cruise she's on. A lot of work. Now we're getting into the glory time. Super Bowl is just a couple weeks away. Her thoughts on the season that was the 2021 season. And how about Bobby Lashley in the third hour?
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Bobby Lashley. Now, Bobby Lashley, in my opinion, okay, I'll say this. Bobby Lashley could beat the shit out of me.
Sure.
Okay?
Maybe.
He could beat the hell. No, he could. This guy could. He could beat the hell out of everybody that we see on a day-to-day basis.
At the same time.
Okay, he is a massive individual. I seen him walk out at a pay-per-view in the Thunderdome down in Tampa, and it was the first time I think I had seen him in person. And he walked out, and I was mesmerized by the fucking vast amount of muscles on a human being. I had no idea it could happen. And then Braun Strowman got in the ring.
God.
And then Drew McIntyre got in the ring. And I thought to myself, holy fuck, are these the three biggest dudes on earth? Well, he's fighting Brock Lesnar this week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Royal Rumble,
Tough
Bobby.
draw.
Hey, boy, hey, you got a good story, Bob.
Good luck.
Good.
Yikes.
You got the killing machine, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You got the guy that we would send to fight an alien species if an alien species came to planet Earth and said, we are a respectful alien species. We do not want to have to do what we're about to do. You have a chance to send your best fighter against our best fighter. You win, we'll pack up, we'll go to another planet. We win, whole place is ours. Everybody would point right at, they're probably a team, everybody would point right at Brock Lesnar. Send that fucking Viking guy.
Good luck.
Get him. Now, there's others, obviously, on that list. I think we'd have a good starting 5 against any alien species that would come in.
Absolutely.
I think we'd feel pretty good. But that'll be a good conversation there. And let's chat a little bit more about a conversation we're lucky enough to have yesterday. At Ty Schmidt is here. At Boston Connor's here. At Tone Diggs is here. One half of the Hammer. Dahn. Podcast, a gambling podcast that goes live 15 minutes after this show ends at youtube.com/Hammer. Dahn. That Plum Football boy was awesome.
Pretty nice.
Wow. It is nice.
Hey, let's go, dude.
Pretty nice, right?
Hey, let's go. Plum Football got some Jordan gear.
We're almost Mustangs here.
Things are going good down there. By the way, the fund that we're all a part
How's
of
that go?
for the high school going very well.
Nice.
A lot
Here
of
we
things
go.
are being purchased. A lot of things are happening at Old Plum High School. And I believe the football team is moving up a division.
Oh, no.
Hey, that budget might have to grow. That budget might have to be a little bit bigger. But I love what you're wearing there. Good on you, Cowboy. Let's talk about yesterday. I think anytime we talk to Aaron Rodgers, there's plenty of takeaways.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
He's the reigning MVP of the NFL, one of the greatest of all time, on a Mount Rushmore of football. And I think this show has allowed, and I say this a lot, and I don't want to be preachy, but I believe this show has allowed conversation from Aaron Rodgers that has never happened before. This show, I believe, has had the incredible opportunity to be a part of a journey of learning about one of the greatest of all time and the biggest league of all time. And I think that is a very, very positive thing. I actually take a little bit of pride in the fact that I'm a part of it. Now, there's a lot that goes into it, obviously. AJ Hawk, good friend of Aaron, is a part of the whole thing and making it even possible to begin with. The boys, the energy, everything. And Aaron's willingness to be an open book when he had never been that before, ever. I think he said yesterday that, or maybe he said in his press conference, he said, I think I was always kind of an enigma because I never really spoke. He was super quiet. We knew nothing about one of the greatest ball throwers of all time. The greatest ball thrower of all times. I think at this point, people would actually call him that. And I think he would be, yeah, that's probably right, is what a lot of people would say. So getting a chance to learn about somebody like that, I think I'm incredibly lucky to be able to do it. Now, every time we talk to him, though, people just get more and more pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's unbelievable that everything that, is chatted about, somebody's going to get pissed off about it. I hate that it happens. I don't like being a part of that type of thing. I think we're learning about why a guy is the way he is. We're very lucky to do so. It's an entire segment. He spent his time talking to us. I think we've, gotten along rather well. I think we still do. A lot of respect for each other. That is a dream come true for me as somebody that was in sports my entire life. I enjoyed watching Joe Buck interview people in front of a crowd like sports legends. I forget what it was called, but his conversation with Jerry Jones, I watched late night one night on there and just learning about Jerry and his story. It was amazing. Now, I didn't hear Joe Buck push back about any business flaws or personal flaws that Jerry Jones had in those interviews because as I was watching it, that wasn't... Hey, I understand this person is probably a flawed individual and there's probably things that I do not agree with in his life because he has lived a much different life than I have lived. But listening to Jerry Jones talk about his story, inspired me. It was awesome. I enjoy learning about people in our, bucket of life, which is sports, about why they are the way they are because I got a chance to experience a little tiny bit of that. I became pretty good at my position, but I never really understood how the people that were, because there's levels to this shit. There's levels to this in the athletic vein, and a lot of it is commitment. A lot of it is mental decision making. A lot of it, by the way, is not going to be relatable to a lot of people because you can't be relatable if you're going to reach the levels that a lot of these motherfuckers are able to reach because they think differently than people. They are unique motherfuckers. That's why he's probably going to go back-to-back MVP here, just like when Tom Brady speaks. Fucking love it because that is a unique dude who we can all say probably an alien of some sort. But whenever he starts talking, it's like, I want to learn about that person. Now, are we going to go into every flaw that he has every conversation he has had with somebody? I hope not, right? Because I assume you could find something like that with everybody that you disagree with. But man, all of these, and it's because, he became a poster boy, obviously. And just like we talked about yesterday, like, I don't think he wanted to be. That is why the immunized thing happened, because if he comes out and they say, are you vaccinated or not? And he goes, I am not vaccinated. Okay. Then everything that happened in the middle of the season starts literally the first day he's back almost. Yep. And now he even said, hey, I did mislead some people with that. I think yesterday, he took some ownership on some shit, too. He said, 10 years from now, we'll look back. I probably said some things wrong, did some accountability, said he was divisive, obviously. Now, this comes after an ESPN 28-minute conversation where we didn't hear where he called out. I mean, I think he did have a little bit of a reflection period there. But just the amount of absolute hatred for that dude on a regular basis, I don't understand it. I don't know if it's ever going to stop. And I don't think he wanted to be in the position that he ended up being in, but he's the MVP of the league. There are consequences that come with that type of spotlight, especially whenever a decision you make for your personal life is so politicized. So he said yesterday he was expecting it to come at some point. He didn't want to do it early. I don't know. It's interesting because I'm sure people aren't actually listening to him speak.
No.
They're just like, either the clips, because we do post clips, or maybe it's on us. But like Sporting News put out a tweet that said, a quote on him that said, there were a ton of people tuning in, rooting against us for one reason only. It's because of my vaccination status and them wanting to see us lose so they could pile on. Then the tweet says, Aaron Rodgers says people were rooting against the Packers solely because of his vaccination status. Okay, so like Sporting News, I assume they're a journalism group.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
Never
heard
this
of
was
him.
an answer to a question in which I asked him, like, hey, did you see the Aaron Rodgers, the COVIDiot, everything that was on you? He said he didn't really see it, but then he gave his answer, and it was like, if they would have took this quote, and I understand that you can get a clip out of context to do that whole thing, but if they would have looked into it a little bit like journalists are supposed to do, right, they would have seen that I basically asked him directly about the people that were responding. So some of the stuff gets taken out of context. I feel bad about it for Aaron, but Aaron's a big boy. He can handle it. I just want to let everybody know. I'm just trying to inform people on why one of the greatest of all time, is the way he is. I'm vaccinated, okay, so it's not like I am in the same vein of thinking as him, but I respect the shit out of why he feels the way he feels, because there is a reason he feels the way he feels. And if you just want to argue with everybody you disagree with all the time, like, I don't know how that existence is going to be for you. Let's go ahead and just get past that and recognize it. But also the narrative being painted about him, I think, is kind of bullshit with the way quotes are being taken out of context. I just personally, I think that.
Yeah, unfortunately, you knew that's going to happen no matter what. And we were saying, before we went on the show today, how like Rodgers mentioned, him and Gutekunst's relationship getting better. Like none of that stuff ever really gets out. Like the stuff that you would think like, oh, this is actually like big news. It kind of just gets swallowed up by everything COVID related. And he also said too, I'd be interested to see once he kind of like, the season's over now, and he was like, in my opinion, probably isn't going to be out there as much. Like I'll be interested to see if it continues to kind of just snowball, and if like that's it and people just hate his guts now, period.
I'm assuming that he is hoping that this is all never going to have to happen again. I think he said that before. And as somebody that is associated with him, I hope it doesn't happen either. I want to hear about his work ethic. I want to hear about what he's doing, why he's thinking, why he's breaking down that. But the world got different. We were a part of it. We do apologize for any divisiveness or negativity we brought to people's lives, obviously. But I enjoyed learning about him. Pivoting, transitioning. Another man I can't wait to learn a lot about. We've talked to him before. He was just a young little whippersnapper at that point. Had already hit a game winner. Now he's hit 4 in the season in his rookie year in the hardest division to kick in football. Just got fresh out of a game-winning 52-yard kick in the divisional round. Ladies and gentlemen, his jersey's sold out. Can't find it.
Wow.
Evan McPherson.
Yeah!
What's up, dude?
What's going on?
Hey.
How we doing?
Hey, hell of a year, man. Hey, let's keep it going, obviously.
Yeah,
but hell of a year, man. The last time we chatted with you, it was early in the year. You hit a game winner, and I'm just trying to keep my head down, trying to do my thing. You're building your legacy already, dude. Congrats on a hell of a season.
Yeah, thanks, man. Obviously, it's not over yet. I know some people in that room are doubting the Bengals.
Oh. You talking to me?
Tony Dahn.
whoever bet against the Bengals is who I'm talking about. And I know earlier in the year, if you recall, this team's different. I knew early in the year this team was going to have what it took, to win playoff games and make a run for the Super Bowl. And here we are. We got Joey B.
Oh.
Cool sunglasses.
Oh, the coolest. The coolest.
We got Jamar Chase.
Woo!
T. Higgins.
Woo!
Tyler Boyd.
What?
Freaking Joe Mixon.
What?
And C.J. Uzama.
Uzama. Wow.
Just scoring points. Coming up big time for the Bengals. But no, I mean, we're all having fun here. I appreciate y'all having me on. There's no better show.
Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot. And right now, there's no better guy kicking balls than you. And I would like to chat with you about some of the ways you think you have gotten here, because by the way, shout out to you. You did say that early in the season. And I think Joe Burr came out and said the first day we saw Evan McPherson in the building, we knew we had a guy. What was that? You think you just came in and were just yourself and natural and confident? And I assume you didn't view that as any type of difference. But I guess there's other kickers out there that are just like, I guess. I don't know. I've never been around. Honestly, I've never been around them. But the stories I hear from other people is that kickers just come in, are scared to death to talk to anybody. Joey Burrow came out after the game and was like, we knew who this guy was immediately upon how he interacted with people. I assume that was just a welcoming locker room. And is that how you always are?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a welcoming locker room. And I think the biggest thing for me was to come in and get comfortable and just, make friends. Because I think that's probably the way you get comfortable with a team is you kind of introduce yourself to everyone, get to know everyone, and kind of start to build a relationship. And that's how they kind of, I guess, gain confidence in you. And if they have confidence in me, then I'm going to have confidence in myself to go out there and perform for them. But this locker room was a super welcoming locker room. Just coming in, knowing that we had a lot of guys and we're all working for the same goal.
Okay, so you said that builds your confidence inside you, being friends with those guys. Let's talk about one of the most legendary kicking stories I've ever heard in my entire life. One that will be talked about at all kicking camps. You know it too. You've been to kicking camps where they tell stories about these guys' unwavering confidence and legendary tales of that. You actually having the moment, then actually doing it, and then banging one through before it even gets through the uprights, celebrating with Huber and with Clark. I mean, that level of confidence is something that only a few people ever can attain. And I know it's because there's a lot of hard work and everything like that, but did you actually say, look, cup of sweet, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship, fist pump and jog out there? And is that just something you've done on a regular basis? Is that I know everybody says I'm going on the field to make the kick, but that is a level of confidence and comfort that many strive to get to and never reach, dude.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I explained, confidence is probably the number one thing for a kicker to have, in my opinion. First and foremost, obviously. I think, and I kind of saw it as a challenge. If you say something like that, you better go out there and back it up, because you're not walking back to the sideline after just missing a field goal that you said you're going to make.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't have. That's what people speak things into existence. Everybody's like, they speak it into existence. You speak it into existence. It's like, yeah, maybe the universe is answering, but also now that everybody knows what I'm trying to do, if I don't do it, I'm a failure, basically. Yeah, I get it.
So. Yeah, I mean, that was definitely part of it. But so I wanted to ask you a question. So that football on your desk, I saw a close-up picture of it, not the Colts one.
Oh, this one here, yeah.
Is that the one with all the Adam Vinatieri records on it?
Yeah. Which one do you want to see?
The playoff one, the playoff field goals one.
Most points in a postseason career?
Just a single postseason, the most field goals in a postseason or a single postseason.
Most field goals in a single postseason. Oh, that's the bottom one here, huh? You've seen this, huh? You've seen this ball? Yeah. 14. How many do you've had 13 points in the last two games, they said 13 plus. How many do you have right now?
We got 8 right now, and so I saw that ball before the first game, and I was like, that'd be pretty cool to break. I said, that'd be a pretty cool record to break.
Damn. Hey, listen, take it easy. Vinatieri played a long fucking time, Evan. All right?
All right. But Just no, these last 2 games.
Where are you from originally?
Fort Payne, Alabama.
How many sports did you play?
I'm going to say I played a lot growing up, but for the most part, just soccer and football.
When did you get into kicking, and when did you know, like, oh, okay, I have a fucking cannon, and I'd rather run 3 steps instead of 7 miles a game? Did you think, was that the decision, or did you just naturally pick up kicking better?
So it probably started when I was like 4th or 5th grade. My older brother tried out when he was in 9th grade. And then, I thought it was pretty cool. We had a soccer goal in the yard, and we just put PVC pipes on the side of them and started, kicking over the soccer goal instead of into it. But I'd say whenever I really started taking it serious was my 8th grade year. My older brother had graduated. They didn't have a kicker for the varsity team, and so I tried out. I made the team and kind of just played varsity, the rest of the way. So I'd say my 8th grade year is kind of when it really took a turn and it really got serious for me.
And your little brother right now is kind of carrying on the McPherson legacy, right?
Yeah, no, I mean he just finished up his senior year, and obviously he broke my my record for the longest field goal in Alabama high school football history.
So you guys, your parents are just churning out kickers down there. I mean, it's just like the Colquitt family is a family of kickers, obviously, and we all know that there's legendary tales of legacies in a lot of different professions. But if there might be, 2, 3 McPhersons in the fucking league at one time, that's insane to think about. Do you compete with each other? Does your little brother ever beat you?
There's probably been a couple times where he has.
No.
I've said it, and I'll say it here now. I mean, he's probably better than I was at his age right now, and he's a smaller guy, but he's got an extremely fast and kind of whippy leg, and so I mean he can do some crazy things with the football.
You're not that large of a guy either, and your leg speed is insane. What do you think that's from? Is it from working out or just kicking constantly since 8th grade?
I mean, I think it just comes down to just growing up, like playing sports my whole life. I think soccer has a lot to do with it. Obviously, you run a lot in soccer, and so I think just kind of it all is kind of from, I would just say, just being involved with sports, my whole life. Obviously, playing soccer, playing football, and just thousands and thousands and thousands of reps, as you know.
This is the long season. Like your rookie year is the long going because you come out of college, then you go work out for the combine or pro day, then you get drafted, then you have OTAs, then you have training camp, then you have the longest season in the history of the NFL, then now you have wild card, divisional round, now AFC championship. How's the leg feel? I mean, obviously 54 and 52 last week. You have no fucking problem in the freezing cold. How does the leg feel?
No, the leg's feeling great, and I think that's a testament to our training staff. They've done a great job with me. If I'm ever feeling anything tight or any soreness or anything like that, they've jumped on it real fast and helped me feel 100% every single week. And so going into the playoffs, I'm feeling like it's week 1. I mean, these are all extra football games, and so you're kind of excited and. The adrenaline's kind of heightened, and it's just pumping through your blood. And so I feel like you can't really get injured in the playoffs just because it's so exciting, and these are extra football games that you get to play. And
extra checks too, Evan. And extra checks. You don't have to think about that. You love the game, of course. Yeah. This offseason, though, you'll think about it after the Super Bowl. Go ahead, Tone.
Evan, Pat was talking about how hard it is to kick in the AFC North, and earlier we were talking about it's probably the best kicking division now in the NFL with you, Boz, and Tucker. And Alabama and Florida, not a lot of cold weather down there. What was it like? Do you think the weather in the AFC North kind of makes you focus in more? And what was it like going from always kicking in warmer weather places to the AFC North?
Yeah, being a soft-ass Southern boy. You know what I mean?
Hey, it gets pretty cold up in Northeast Alabama, I will say. Not as cold as it gets here, but it does get a little chilly. But no, I think I actually saw a kicker say you kind of got to embrace the weather. And I think that's what I kind of try to do coming into it. If we had we had a rainy day of practice, and it was like 38 and rainy, and I was like, this is just miserable. But you kind of learn a lot from it. You learn that nothing really matters, but getting your foot in the ground and kind of hitting a clean ball. And I mean, if you don't get if you don't get a good plant and put a good head on the ball, the weather and the rain, the snow, whatever, it's going to affect you a lot. And so I think it just really made me focus more on ball contact and body control.
Isn't it crazy whenever you just start thinking about your 3 yards there as opposed to what's happening everywhere else? It's a real game changer. That's a veteran mindset, by the way. It took me a bit to get to that, especially with punting in some of those different stadiums. I'm like, I got to worry about this fucking jet stream up here and if I hit it over here. But what I'm not worrying about is just hitting the ball clean. If I just hit the ball clean, hopefully everything else will figure itself out. That's a veteran mindset, dude. Have you gone to a lot of camps and stuff like that? Is it all just reps through how you get better, or how do you continue to grow?
Yeah, no, I mean, I like to compete against people in the off season, obviously, and Jamie Cole's probably been that guy for me, just to go and kind of have him look at me and kind of refine some things that might be flawed in my technique, and just the guys that come around. He has a camp that where, let's say, 5 to 6, 7 NFL guys just come out to and kick. I know you've been to a couple.
Yeah, they're awesome. Those are awesome days. We got hammered drunk in between them. I don't know if you guys are still doing that, but we used to go have a great time, and then next day, let's get some Pedialytes. But you're just competing and learning. It's literally a home run derby. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, those camps are awesome, and like you said, it's not all about on the field, but off the field, it's just so much fun.
Where do you think you can get better?
I mean, I think I could improve probably in a lot of places.
All right. Don't even get it. I don't need to hear it. Hey, you're just making the kick. Who gives a fuck, dude? Go ahead, Ty.
Evan, with your offense, obviously you're probably going to get a decent amount of opportunities. But like when you go into a game, are you ever thinking like, I might need a couple today in order to help us win? Or are you just thinking about making your next kick every time, no matter what?
I mean, it's probably like, make your next kick no matter what. But I will say we probably handle different games different than others. If we're playing a team again, if we're playing a team like Kansas City where we need to score points, and we got a 4th and goal from the 5, we might take the points rather than going for it. And so I mean, every game is different.
How is Zach? How is Zach Taylor? Cool guy?
Yeah, he's a great guy. And I thought about wearing my shirt, my Zach Taylor shirt. I don't know if y'all have seen Jamar wear these Joe Burrow shirts out in pregame.
Yeah.
So they sent us a Zach Taylor one, and we were going to wear it out to pregame in Tennessee, but the NFL came out and said they'd fine you if. They
don't like you guys supporting your head coach? I mean, he had a rough go the first couple of years. Not a lot of wins. A lot of people wondering, like, is this guy going to be a coach? And this year it's just been spectacular, and it feels like the way you're talking about him with shirts and everything, the whole locker room loves him. He's got the culture's all ready to go.
No, I mean, everybody loves him, and I think everybody wants him around here for the next couple of years. I mean, he's a great guy, a great coach. I think he's handled me great. He kind of lets me do kind of my own thing. It's me and Darren. And then if Zach has an input, he'll definitely come and give it. But, he's been great to me. He's shown all the confidence in the world to me. And like I said, that gives me all the confidence in the world to go out there and, perform for him.
Well, looks like we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Hope that moment happens for you. We know you'll deliver. You are a fantastic, not only story, but hopefully a legend that we'll learn about for a long, long time. I appreciate your time, dude. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, no, I appreciate y'all having me.
Hey, no problem. I'll tell that son of a bitch that picked against you, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, I'll say, hey, no more misinformation on this program.
Quit doing that. Quit doing that, AJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, Evan McPherson. Thank you. He bombs the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The fact that he's already got his eyes on that ball.
That was funny. I saw a close-up photo of that.
How did he see that?
So I probably posted it sometime.
Yeah.
I probably posted the ball at some point. Yeah. And then he saw it.
But using that as motivation.
Yeah,
insane. So that's the there's the records. All of them that this guy has. I would have to travel to Canton to see all these listed. Now it's just on one ball. That's amazing. That's a killer mindset. I enjoy it. I would assume, and I didn't want to get into it, but because, I mean, we do a lot of kicker talk here, and that was a lot of kicker talk, a lot of inside kicker talk too. that probably, would never do any type of numbers in the past. And I have no idea if people just tuned out as soon as we started talking about it and if they stuck around. I appreciate it. But those camps, when you are seeing what other people who can do what you can do, and they always say like big fish, small pond or whatever. Mm-hmm. In that Jamie Cole kicking camp I went to in Wisconsin, because Connor Lee, who's the kicker for Pitt, basically like forced me to go. I knew Connor growing up playing soccer with his brother Sean. Sean actually played linebacker and great soccer player and everything, and I knew the family growing up. So Connor was kicker for Pitt, and he knew that I didn't do a lot of the kicking camps. Like, hey, I'm not, I'm not going to hang out with a bunch of kickers. Yeah. No offense to the kickers, but that is just, I like working alone. I don't like doing anything. I would rather only people see me whenever I come out. And I got my house, actually, specifically the one that I bought in Indy, because it had a massive field in the back and I could just work all by myself and nobody would see it, because, I like working on things and changing things up. But Connor Lee forced me to go out there. And it was the first time I'd ever seen somebody that could do what I could do with a ball. And it was fucking Thomas Morstead, who is still punting at the Falcons. I saw him punt a couple balls. I'm like, holy, that guy is a jugs machine. What is that thing? And then you just start like learning, and it made me better, obviously. And I think in a lot of different genres, people are scared to either go compete with people, or while you're competing, you're also studying and learning. So as me and Thomas are maybe going back and forth, kicking balls there, and there was other NFL guys that were there. Marquette was there for a couple of the years. And as we're competing, and I'm also like watching and like analyzing, what the fuck are they doing? What are they doing that I can maybe pick up? And then Thomas Morstead spent like 45 minutes with me before my rookie year, almost teaching me like, hey, Thomas, I need you to teach me how to fucking
Yeah, show me.
Like, please just show me what you are doing. And he spent like 45 minutes with it. It was just me and him on the field. And 45 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but we were able to get in like 20, 30 reps at that point, like talking and how you should feel. Like, hey, feel this and then do this. So Thomas Morstead, I've always given a lot of credit for, but those camps and not being scared to go see who else is out there and what else is out there and learn from other people is so vital to success. For my success, I don't know about other places, but I assume baseball is pretty similar. Probably other football positions are the same. I don't know if this happens in business or anything like that, but I think that is vital. That was a crucial part of my life. I couldn't even imagine him dunking on people at these camps, though. Showing up with these, like, because there's vets that go to these camps, And Cole's got a whole place down in Texas. It's like an entire compound, I think, at this point. He's down there. It's awesome. But this little guy showing up, young guy, and by little, I mean, like, comparison to other kickers and punters, they're normally bigger bodies because you have to send some. Him showing up and just dunking on people is fucking awesome. I wish I was there for it. I probably would have took my shoes off. Yeah. All right, we'll let this young guy. There was like a couple kickoff competitions that were happening, and I think I have the record for highest percentage of touchbacks of kickoffs for an entire year or whatever. And it was at the 35-yard line. It used to be at the 30, so that has an asterisk for sure. But I think I have the highest percentage. People would consider me a good kickoff person because of how many touchbacks I had and because the onside kicks and everything we would do. I'd go to these camps, and there'd be dudes kicking balls 15 yards further than me. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to watch. Yeah. I'm gonna just watch and take some notes here and try to learn what they would do, because it's like a whole rhythm and flexibility thing you can get into it. But I fucking love those things. I wish I was there for whenever he showed up. God damn, what a dude. Looks like we're going to the AFC Championship.
Yeah. Like if you're saying that.
Hey, the games. I couldn't even imagine at those camps.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I thought we're backing this thing up.
Yeah, just running his mouth.
Oh, my God.
That thing with you and Morstead's even cooler, too, because you guys ended up playing each other in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, that year.
Yeah, he had a great game. I had a pretty average game, but he had a great game. I didn't really fully know how to punt at that point. But it was nice whenever I figured out why the ball was traveling far, as opposed to just that the ball was traveling far. Those are two very different things. That whole rookie year, rookie and second year, I'd say, maybe creeping into the third year, I would punt a ball. It would go real far. That's awesome. I'd go to the sideline. Vinatieri would say, caught that one clean, what you do or whatever. No idea, no clue. I just did what they said. They said, drop the thing like this, swing like this, the ball will go. And then I would hit one bad. And it would make zero sense to me. I thought I did.
Did the same thing.
I thought I did the same exact thing. It wasn't until I realized like why things were happening that it changed. The fact that he started kicking in 8th grade too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of years of like situations and a lot of experiencing failures probably and win patterns and game situations that you're in. Because if you're in 9th grade kicking for varsity and you got a game winner, I'm not sure how much faster your heart can pump.
Yeah.
You know, everybody says like, well, in the Super Bowl, it's a big deal. It's like, yeah, but what is the max level of, oh, fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and he probably got to experience that pretty early. That's why I always make the beer pong comparison.
Exactly.
Because I get that it is a larger scale, but if you're going to get nervous for a big moment, how nervous can you actually get? Yeah. And I think it is comparable to some people who lock up at the beer pong table. Oh, no. Miss. God, I was trying to bounce.
Yeah. Well, in SEC, too. Like playing for Florida definitely helped. I mean, there's some pretty unbelievable environments when you're playing in these big games that mean a lot when it comes to, you know, college football playoff and all that shit.
That soft-ass Southern boy line from me.
Yeah.
Because they kick all warm balls, you know. So they always go, it must be nice to have warm balls. And then I went to a stadium that did have a roof. So then I was mocked for being a dumb guy. And I'm like, actually, it's not, though. Like, can I get a half a year I'm a dumb guy? Because if Jim Irsay wants to take the top off and roll the window down, that place becomes, can I get a little bit more respect? They're like, oh, yeah, that's just like having a kick in Cleveland or Pittsburgh. So I'm like, whoa, I'm not. There's levels to this. Come on. There's levels to this entire thing. We have a little bit of respect.
I'm not Morstead.
Okay? Yeah. Tom's got that thing full time.
Yeah. Different.
All right, go after him. Oh, he taught you all how to punt. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and talk about that. It's a wild world. It's a wild, wild world.
Yeah, like Lambeau. The opening kickoff in Lambeau went to maybe the 15.
15.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, was there a personal foul? Is there a personal foul? I had no idea. But there's some days where either, for whatever reason, your leg just isn't there, like a pop just isn't there for whatever reason. Sometimes some weather can obviously have big time. There was a game in Cleveland we played, and the wind was the wind in Cleveland. But for whatever reason, I could not move a ball. Like even in warm-ups with the wind at my back, I was hitting. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a terrible day. And it was. I mean, it was a bad. And I still, to this day, have no idea why that happened. And obviously, you have to limit the amount of days those things happen. But whenever you're dealing with just such a small success area, that's the difference between this and Aussie rules football. This is getting real deep into the meat here, but I think this Aussie rules football, which is where all the Aussies that are coming into the NFL punting come from. By the way, incredibly talented. I'm a big fan. They grow up having a kick. Like we go play catch. In Australia, they will punt this ball back and forth to each other as kids. So they are naturally going to be great punters in controlling the punting and everything like that. The game of Aussie rules football, probably the game I was supposed to play. Probably the game my body was created to play. Didn't learn about it until I was 33 years old.
What are you going to do?
I mean, that's tough to do. But I have a lot of respect for the game. I always thought it was just rugby, but it's a completely different game. A lot of punting, catching, and everything like that. That's why all these Aussies who did not go to college in Australia are able to come over and be freshmen in colleges at like 26, 27 after their Aussie rules football career is over. Maybe they're working somewhere, they don't enjoy their job. Oh, I can go to America and punt some balls, go to college at 26, 25. It's a very cool American dream story, but there's also like 17-year-olds who are competing against 28-year-olds for scholarships, so there's obviously going to be people who are pissed off about it. I've met all the Aussies, they're all good dudes, so it's hard for me to come out and say they don't deserve it because they've, it is a conversation piece. It is an absolute conversation piece. But anyways, the sweet spot is, it is a mass, you can mishit this thing and it will go. Yeah. And I did that in the field over there. So that is the difference. And that is why I think you only see a couple of the Aussies make it as opposed to, there's probably 50 Aussies punting in college next year.
Yeah.
Probably. And they're all good. But it takes I don't like the fact that I don't think Michael Dixon gets enough credit because they're like, oh, he's an Aussie. He's like, he is an Aussie, but he also had to figure out how to fucking punt in American football, which is a lot more difficult. So I think he deserves a little more. Jordan Berry. There's another guy he deserves a little bit more credit because he was able to figure it out, I think personally, but I'm not an Aussie, so I'm not going to fucking get into the fight.
Well, and you just talked about not having the juice. Like Matt Gay came out and said that he wasn't actually hurt. He just couldn't, the ball just wasn't going for him.
I don't know how to break this to you, and I don't know why it's not going, but it is not traveling as far today. 47-yarder short, can't have that happen in Tampa. I assume we'll talk to Matt Gay at some point and ask him what the fuck happened. Hey, how does that happen? You're a great kicker. Can't have that in the NFL. Let's get to a break. We'll take 4 minutes here, and then on the other side, we'll answer some phone calls on the 5-Hour Energy phone line. Zito just got a call on the hotline, I believe.
Really?
Zito, who just called?
I was an old man, so we called him.
Old man.
Why'd you call him?
Great. Well, maybe we called him to get my car.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not getting into it.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it today, too.
I drove it this morning.
Yeah, a lot of us.
I don't know. It's kind of bullshit.
Well, it certainly is. This is the future, all right? Because I drive my F-150.
That's right.
Okay, every day.
Yeah.
Built Ford tough.
Literally every single day. I had a Cadillac Escalade first whenever I got drafted.
Amazing.
Day I got drafted, I bought it because I said while watching numerous rap videos growing up, and a house up on the hill in Murraysville had one that pulled in the back. I said, I'm getting a black Cadillac Escalade if I ever get money. This is what I'm going to do.
Phenomenal machine.
It was.
Yeah.
That thing was a
True.
fucking beaut. That one was a beaut. So the day I got drafted, I bought one.
Sure.
Nice.
Okay, money didn't come. Signing bonus didn't come for, I don't know, 2 months or so. Almost got the Escalade repoed. Obviously had no cash. Had to go into a bank with a Google News article about what my signing bonus was and that it would be on its way at some point. Anyways, that thing was glorious. That thing was beautiful. I mean, I loved it. I remember the first day I drove it and the last day I drove it. Now, that thing obviously ends up getting black mold all through it and is now just a piece of scrap metal, and I had to move along. All right, I had to get another car. And I treated that Escalade like it was a Civic. That thing was driving. That was not a living room in which you do not walk into. That was not a, hey, we need to keep this thing. That Escalade was basically like my friend. Like, hey, we're going everywhere. We're driving to Pittsburgh every weekend. We're driving this. We're doing that. We're taking this thing everywhere. So I ran that thing into the ground.
Sure.
So then I get the F-150, plan on doing the same exact thing. Hey, welcome to the show, F-150. It's you and me. We're doing this. And I've been doing as such with that thing for probably 4 or 5 years at this point. Just driving this thing, working this thing.
Yeah.
And it's time now for me to move to the next one. Because said F-150 starting to get leaks in places, so things are starting to happen. It had a hell of a run. And I drove that thing I drove that thing. I like driving. I enjoy driving. I drive a lot. So now it's time to move to the next car. And I see McConaughey.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matthew.
Looking cool.
How cool is that thing?
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I get this, my wife and I go on a little car shop this past weekend in Indiana. People are storing all the good cars.
Oh, yeah.
That's
In
right.
the middle of the winter.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, send all the nice ones to Indianapolis, Indiana. So we travel around to different places, and there's a Lincoln dealership up there. And I'm like, I want to go check out McConaughey's thing. So we go up there, my wife and I very excited. She might get a car, I might get a car. What are we going to do? We're definitely getting a car, though. We go through it. Oh, there's this 2021 Aviator, black on black with a black grill. I didn't know what the Aviator was. I seen it on the commercial, but I also seen the Bronco on the commercial, and the Bronco on the commercial looks much different than in real life.
Yes.
The Bronco appears to be Fire Festival of cars. I'm not 100%
That's
sure.
right.
It appears to
Does,
be
doesn't it?
much nicer than it actually is. I might not have seen the right one. Everybody tells me, no, that's not the right one.
it's a Sport.
Oh, that's the Sport. Well, I didn't see
Okay.
Sport on that one. That one looks different than the other Sport you told me, but
Yeah.
I guess whatever the case, the Bronco looked the way it did. The Aviators, I don't think on the commercial look as good as they look in real life. This thing is sick, packed to the gill. So I get it. I test drive it. My wife's like, is this for me or for you? I'm like, well, I don't know. This is, because I think she loved it as well. The back seats, the bucket seats are the dogs.
Perfect.
So it's a shame. I wanted it to be her.
Yeah,
because chivalry is not dead. But also, feels like this is a car that also fits best. Sorry about it. She's going to get one, by the way. And I think this is going to be utilized
Sure.
Okay.
to get whatever the case. She deserves whatever the hell she wants. Do whatever you got to do. She did like this car just as much as I did, though. And there was a little bit of, and she said, no, your car is literally breaking down. Do what you got to do. But I will find another one or whatever the case. So I'm like, cool, good for you. Congrats, by the way. And I'm happy for that whenever that comes. So this car, fucking modern day, I had no idea. Welcome to the modern world. They have an app.
Whoa.
Okay, it's an app. I didn't know this existed. This is brand new in my life. I did not know this was the case, and I'm probably going to sound like a dinosaur here to some people. There's an app that I had to scan the VIN thing in. It checks me in. This app is everything. I can turn it on, I can lock, I can unlock, I can roll windows down and up on this thing. There was 39,000 people that rated this app. 4.5 stars.
Pretty
Whoa,
good.
that's high.
That is not normal for 39,000 people to go out of their way to give it at least above a 4 there for a while. Because normally the only people that are going to rate anything are the people that are pissed.
Right.
And it's just like Yelp or anything like that. The only people that are real, Twitter, pretty similar. The only people that are like, you know what, I need to say something, I need to rate this, are the people that are not happy normally. So 4.5 rating on this thing, while it was getting described to me, was amazing. Keep the key in the car.
Don't need a key anymore.
Don't even worry about it. This is your key. I'm like, what if the battery dies though? Like, don't worry about it. It has enough.
won't.
It auto saves to have enough on another thing or whatever. I'm like, so I can just use this app as basically the key and everything. I can start it up before I get in there. I can lock it. I can unlock it from anywhere. Anywhere. You could be in Florida. A car could be here. You could do whatever.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So I picked it up last night.
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Went to Texas Roadhouse.
No, that's awesome.
So good. So good. I had some rare ribs.
What?
A little chill salad.
What?
Their bread with that cinnamon butter.
What?
I saw a lot of people having a lot of margaritas. Like, whoa, what time is it? You guys driving home? What are we doing? I had to drive the Aviator. I can't have the margarita with a floater.
No way.
Floater Corona.
Can't do
With a
that.
floater. No, tequila.
No, yeah, the floater shot.
Floater. They have a plastic. They were just sticking these vials of Patron into these margaritas.
Incredible.
I was like, holy shit! It is 6 o'clock. Like, I love what's going on here. I couldn't do it. I got to get back in the Aviator. So while I'm in Texas Roadhouse, I forget that I can do all that with my phone. I walk out with the wife. I'm like, oh my God, I could have used the thing. I'll just unlock. I unlock it from the thing. It unlocks. I get in. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, unbelievable.
This is the future. I need to start fastening in, use this. This is the future. This is good. So this morning I get up to go to the Igloo because we got to finalize some plans for the Igloo. The Igloo is going to be nice, by the way.
Ooh, can't wait.
I'm very excited for that. Met with some contractors and designers and you name it. CFO Phil's here.
Wow.
Old Tim there. Yeah, I mean, it was a very good meeting. I park right out front, right next to 2 dumpsters, because they're demoing the entire inside, and they're wrapping up demo here within like the next week. Good people.
Wow.
People that are demoing, hardworking people.
Oh, yeah.
Good people. Appreciate them doing their work. Got a chance to meet a couple of them, chit chat with them. We appreciate the hell out of them. But I parked right there, just a little bit off. Left the key inside, obviously.
Don't need it.
Don't need
Yeah.
it. This is the key. This is the key now. Shut the door. Have a 45-minute meeting with the designer, like a 30-minute walkthrough with the architect people. Go to start my car. Okay. Hey, look, actually talking shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
Check this out.
architect, you probably know this. You guys live good, but I can start my shit right here. It's right outside. I do everything I'm told to do. I hit the start button. Okay, hold it. It's circling. And it's like, I've never had this type of app, but I've seen this before.
Usually
The
not
buff never
good.
good. This is never good on anything. This is never good on anything. It's cooking. I'm, talking about the future. Hey, I'm fucking Elon Musk almost, basically. I'm saying it comes up. Hey, your car is in deep sleep mode. The only way to turn off deep sleep mode is to manually turn on the car. Well, the issue with that, you see, is I was told to keep the keys inside of it.
Oh, no.
And the thing is locked. So that car, still at the Igloo. Keys locked inside of it. We are 0 for 1 with the future.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Technology, you've always said, it's great. Until it's not.
It's the worst. And I actually asked, what? So I can you're telling me this? Because if you would have seen the amount of dismay I had when they were explaining the I'm like, you're telling me this thing I don't even have to.
Pat, you don't need the key anymore.
Because I drop my car off places and then I have to go pick it up and then it's at places. So this would be like game changer for me because I'm always fucking doing the key thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I was literally saying, are you fucking kidding me? I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about the keys. By the way, I've had some rental car keys from cars in other states that I've accidentally flown back with in my pocket.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to mail them back. Like, keys are a thing. Don't need them anymore. Car's fucking locked up there. Might be there forever. I got to get to a break.
Did they explain deep sleep mode?
Never happened before, obviously. Never seen this before.
This is the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, you said before, you want to be up there with what they're changing to, but you don't want to be the first one.
The Christopher Columbus.
Exactly.
You let Christopher Columbus go, and then you come in on the backside, so at least you know the waterways. Anyways, We should just wait.
Yeah.
I did not mean to get into that. Anyways, the car is awesome. The app, in theory, sounds great.
So what happens if your phone dies? What'd they say?
Well,
You can't let that happen.
that can't happen.
That can't happen.
That can't
That's
happen.
a problem.
No, it's not. It's supposed to be an advantage.
Yes. And if you know your phone's going to die, you just start your car, and then at some point,
Wow.
you'll get back in it, right?
I don't know, man.
I got one of those apps. It's great. You can even you'd order a pizza from it.
That's DoorDash.
Your app does that?
Oh yeah.
I showed you mine this morning.
I couldn't even imagine if they would have told me I could order pizza in that thing while I look like a 6-year-old just learning about fucking the sky for the first time.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Hour 2's on the other side with AJ Hawk. Cheers. So, like, as surprised as I was
Yeah.
about it all, like, I think it's because I just assumed that what happened this morning would definitely happen.
Well,
That's-
and it's unfortunate because that guy had a great day yesterday. Your salesman had a great day yesterday, great night last night. This
Hey.
is the last thing he was expecting,
No, he did
and
not
lo and
want that.
behold,
Big commission.
he doesn't know what the hell's going on with it. But it sounds like he's going to get it fixed for you.
I love the sales guy.
He's a good guy.
I do. I enjoyed him. He was very good conversation. He was very cool. He was very relaxed, you know. I don't think he had a clue who I was. Other people in there did, which I enjoyed even more so. So I got to see this guy work almost.
Yeah.
That happened at, I went to the RV show.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be an expo, but it was just an RV gathering almost. It was
Yeah.
a little smaller than we thought it was going to be. It was going to maybe buy an RV so I could hit the road, park it at places we're going to be so I don't have to get hotels. Like just kind of, you know, the rest of life. I'm there, and my wife and I go inside one of them. And it's all the local RV dealers. So local RV dealers, you know, as we were walking around, there was a lot of, hey, Pat, fist bumps, you know, how you doing? Keep it moving. We went into one RV, and this guy came in and just went right into his pitch. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna get a chance to experience what this guy has to do on a day-to-day. I'm excited for this. The question asked, he put on a fucking top 5 show.
Really?
Oh,
A game.
just firing through, boom, bow, bang, all the information. I'm like, sir, you're a great salesman. I want to let you know what you just did there. I know you practiced before. I know you've done this before. You've honed it in. You fucking crushed it right there. And I never get to experience that because normally people will act a little different or whatever. So I don't get it. This guy hit a fucking home run. I was so pumped for him. You know, I was like, not gonna buy RV, but
With that being
not
said,
for us.
somebody will.
But that was an
Yeah,
incredible pitch. I was like very pumped for it. Got the same thing when I was buying this Lincoln from this guy. Love this guy. Crushed it. He's very cool. And I texted him this morning. You sold me a broken car this morning?
What the
Gave
hell?
me a fucking lemon.
What's
What
going
is
on?
this?
What is this all about, Ray? He said, we didn't know. We're going to get it fixed. We apologize or whatever. And by the way, Ray's going to make it happen. It's not Ray's fault. I do believe it is maybe the confidence that people are being told to put into the app. You know, because you can end up in your first morning when it's negative 20 degrees.
Yeah, coldest day of the year by far.
Can't start the car
Yeah.
or get inside of it in a parking lot that you're maybe stuck at.
Yeah, not great.
No. What if I would have kept the office keys in there as well? You know, just
That wouldn't have been good
Then
either.
what?
Then what? Hypothermia.
Huh?
Frostbite.
What?
Dead.
What?
So it lets you lock
Should
the doors and
I get my lawyer and head straight to Real Sports?
Feels like it. Feels like it.
You might have to.
smile the entire time.
That was awesome. That was awesome. We'll talk about that in the second hour with AJ. We have to talk about that with AJ, obviously.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Diggs?
So mine, I got a similar app, but if you try to lock it while keys are in the car, it gives you a little beep beep. Hey, maybe you shouldn't do that. Yours doesn't.
Wow.
No, they told.
No, they
hey,
told, hey, don't need the key
Yeah.
anymore. Keys dead. Throw your fucking key away. You don't need
put
it.
it in the car. Key has to be in the car to start it. You know, because the key has to be in the car to like drive it or whatever.
Yeah.
So just put it in. And granted, that might have been just like a little remix or whatever, but I don't know if Lincoln's telling you to do that. But
Let me tell you from firsthand experience, in one of my old positions, it was a duty of mine to roll out new technology to physicians, doctors, most of them many older men and women who weren't the most technologically inclined. We were given an app that was tested for a couple weeks, maybe a couple months at most. And, you know, similar questions would arise like, hey, what do I do if this happens? And it's an interesting spot when you know damn well in the back of your mind you have no answer to that question.
Yeah, and that's probably gonna
But you are in that position to explain, well,
I've been
it'll
told-
work. It's going to work. It'll work.
it didn't work.
Doesn't work.
Day one, by the way. It didn't
Yeah.
It went in deep. This motherfucker's lazy. It went into deep sleep mode.
Already tired, huh?
First morning.
This is what 2021?
Hey, this camp, just like I said, my Escalator was like my friend.
Yeah.
The F-150 was my friend. This lazy son of a bitch would never be my friend.
Can't
Fuck
be
you, it's too
snoozing.
cold.
I'm going
First
into
day.
a fucking meeting right now and you're falling asleep out here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I hope we can get that thing to wake up. Because when it is awakened, it really rocks the party.
Well, you're going to have to give it a stern talking to when it does wake up because it screwed you today.
It did.
It did.
It's a bad way to start a relationship.
Bad.
This aviator is lucky I'm more mature now.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because, I don't know, just a few months ago.
We taking a sledge to that.
You had
thing.
a dirt bike that did the same thing, and it's never been tried to be turned on again.
Ever.
Yeah.
Why are you dead the first day you're here?
But if you liked it driving to the office in the first place, then
it's-
give it another shot.
I did love it. It has 6 drive modes. This thing is 6 drive modes.
Like sand, snow, sport,
What?
gravel.
What?
Kind of. There's like deep snow, kind of slick,
awesome.
casual, this, that, and excite.
That's fucking awesome.
I'm
Excite?
on excite. I'm on excite. Excite's a sport. Yeah.
You ever drive on a beach? I've always wanted to drive on a beach.
I took a Jeep on one time. I think.
Yeah.
I rented Jeep.
Sweet.
It was sweet, but people get stuck out there.
Yeah, well, not if you got deep sand mode.
Yeah, but people go to wet sand mode,
And-
and they don't have that in
Don't
the Jeep.
go in the ocean.
Yeah, wet sand will get you.
Yeah, good luck.
That's like in snow, when people have the rear wheel.
Oh, yeah. Just
4-wheel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. All right, we got to get to a break. We're back in 5 minutes of hour 2. I'm sure the Lincoln car is going to be nice.
Oh, yeah, I think so too.
But I think I'm going to go rate it. No, I'm joking.
They're clip the wires to deep sleep mode too. That can't happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's the app's fault either.
No, it's definitely
Tim,
not.
Tim
That's-
just jumped in the group chat and said it hasn't been driven in 14 days, so it protects the battery.
That's
Yeah,
what
big,
deep
I was going to
sleep
say that's a
mode is.
manufacturer's defect for sure that they just,
I
didn't
drove,
notice
but I
before
did
they
drive.
did.
You did drive.
I
That's
drove
what
it
makes
2
those
days
sense.
ago, 3 days ago, and yesterday.
Yeah. What is a manufacturer's defect?
No, I'm saying I'm sure that's like a setting like that they send when they send them out to the dealerships that like you have to, before you sell it, and it's like,
Oh, I know what happened.
Oh, so this fucking guy didn't
They hit
turn on.
reset on something, probably.
Yeah.
And now it's there.
boom.
God
So we'll
damn
be able
it.
to figure this out, no problem.
I would
Yeah.
assume so. Ray's probably pounding pavement right now to make sure it happens.
They hook up a computer.
Never said his
to it.
name. He was a good guy, though. I enjoyed him a lot.
You were just thinking.
Shout out Ray, dude.
Ray,
Ray.
Sorry.
Ray Zielinski.
I'm a hardworking. We're back in 4 minutes. Ray's a good guy. And this car is sick. But, I mean, morning one fucking locked me out in the middle of the cold.
Done with these.
That's a tough relationship.
It is.
Hey, only up from here.
And I would like to let everybody know, like, I don't know if people with microphones ever like say stuff about that about companies because they probably are in business with people. We kind of just
Don't matter.
we get the kind of
Well, you're not throwing them under the bus completely. You're still going to drive the thing.
maybe that thing was almost for sale this morning. We're back in 4 minutes. We'll see you then. Let's test out this Sharon. Proper footy. Seems like it has a bigger sweet spot. That's the greatest sport on earth right there. Aussie rules football, also known as footy, AFL. My first time bombing in official shorts that are a little bit restricting. I think I lost a ball, to be honest. Might be a Lance Armstrong situation down here, but I can see why this sport is beloved because those balls fly. Need to get down to Australia, meet up with the Magpie boys, and finish out this AFL season as maybe its biggest fan in America. Let's have a game.
Damn it! The hell are we gonna do now that football's over?
This guy doesn't get it. What are you talking about? What? Are you kidding me? We got fucking Morgan State, Norfolk State on right now.
Who cares about that?
Let me tell you something. Tell me. we found out a long time ago, okay?
Okay.
You win $50 on football?
Yeah.
Does that make you feel good?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that's why I'm bummed it's over.
Guess what? That same $50, you can win on Morgan State versus Norfolk State.
It all pays the same.
What?
Connor, they're right. $50 won in college basketball is the same as $50 won in pro football.
We're back! Yes!
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show on this glorious Wednesday, January 26th, 2022. Hour 2 that's packed to the gills shall begin right now.
Yeah.
Boys are here at the Talks Table at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. You guys look fantastic.
Thank you. So do you.
Hey, you know, it's a chilly day out there, but you guys are really bringing the heat in here.
It's very chilly day.
Speaking of heat, a man who's on a heater alongside his co-host of Hammer,
Dahn.
Bubba Gumpino in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, the COVID cowboy at Tone Diggs. Diggs, good to see you,
Good to
pal.
see you.
Joining us now from his attic in Ohio, a man who always brings the absolute juice to a show.
Oh, yeah.
The ever so chatty, ladies and gentlemen, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, and COVID survivor, AJ Hall. AJ, what's going on, dude?
Oh, not much, guys. Just happy to be here and stick strictly to football. No toxicity, nothing today. I can't wait. I'm dialed in.
There you go. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hey, here we
Thank
go.
you, AJ. I got censored yesterday, so I figured today. Who's
trying
to silence you? I'll stick with the script that you send me, and you tell me what I'm allowed to say.
All right, by the way, I'd like to let everybody know I did learn of Neil Young, what happened after yesterday's show, obviously during the show in the middle of a toxic moment between AJ and Erin. I was left out of the inside joke. I learned quickly afterwards. Thank you for bringing that to light, AJ. Our show is a program that gets a chance to really cover everything. It's very nice of you. We appreciate it. Real quick before we get to our guest, who I can't wait to chat with, your thoughts on the reaction to yesterday's conversation? I think there's some shit obviously getting taken out of context, but let's talk about some of the positives. He and Guti getting along, it sounded like. I felt like he wasn't going to retire, although he said he was going to do it on this show. That means nothing. I think there was a lot of positive from that conversation if you're looking at it from a football perspective.
Absolutely. The fact that he has said he seems to be have an open communication with Goody, the GM, which it sounds like last year they didn't have, so they've grown there. And the fact also he wants to make a decision quick for his teammates and for the team, and for him to come in studio or if he wants to do it on this show. Would he come on the show to retire? There wouldn't be much fanfare in that.
There's a lot of people tweeting me, this feels like the decision 2.0 or whatever. It's like, I don't think we're going to be marketing it. I don't think.
Yeah, right.
I don't think there's going to be a full, hey, this is going to happen in 5 days. LeBron's going to do what he's going to do. And that, I don't think we're going to do that. It'll probably be a random pop-in if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the best anyways. Hey, how you doing? Keep moving. But also, if he doesn't do it on the show, I am not expecting him to do so. This is a massive decision. Very thankful he stopped by. Joining us now is one of Aaron's. Oh, never mind.
No.
Shit. Never mind. What? It's probably locked out of the app.
Yeah. Who is
sleep mode. Did you see that I got locked out of did you hear I got locked out of my car this morning because I'm trying the future and
Wait, the new car you told me you got last night?
Yeah, I got locked out of it this morning. Coldest day of the year, by far. Coldest day, negative 20 or something, wind chill every night.
Oh, yeah.
Could you have broke the window?
There is a way to. I guess,
that's it. I haven't done that, but I've thought about it. For sure.
Well, I mean, there was a couple of those moments. Obviously,
for that.
Tim McAfee had his truck there as well, so I was able to just ride with him. But there was an entire moment. Joining us now is a friend of not just Aaron Rodgers, but many around the NFL. Because although she's only worked for a couple years in the limelight, she has done nothing but be fantastic on air. Host of the Calm Dahn podcast, Erin Andrews. What's up, dude?
Hi, guys. What's up?
Hey,
Wait, what happened yesterday? You guys got in a little trouble? Did you hug him? What happened?
Well, see, listen, we respect social distancing, so I would never do that, okay? So that is why, we're all spaced out and that whole thing. You and the way your conversations go, you guys are basically just taking COVID and slapping each other in the face with it.
That's right.
It's kind of what it looked like or the reaction was. But everything he does, EA, has that reaction. Has it always been like that?
I mean, AJ knows better than I do. I don't think it's ever been as this extreme. And I was listening to you earlier, a Texas Roadhouse, by the way. That bread is so outstanding. That butter, another level. So good.
Yeah, it always is there for you, too. It's always there for you if you need it.
You can always get a refill, too. But it's another level with him this year. I had a great text exchange with Kelly Stafford after she, had read a bunch of it. And we had Tom the next weekend against Philly, and Kelly Stafford wrote me, "I hope you give Tom Brady a huge ass hug afterwards. This is so dumb." So yeah, whatever.
Well, it's kind of the way life is, I guess, in the modern world that we're living in. And for you, although you've only been doing this for a couple of years, you've only been doing this for a few years, and you've risen so quickly, and there's obviously a lot of hard work that has happened back there. But at this point, you're, I would assume, very welcomed in every single NFL locker room, every single conversation. Legit, I'm saying that with 100% truth. These final four teams that are in championship weekend, how do you feel about them? Like, the Bengals are a very young team. They're kind of new into this thing. They don't know what they know. You enjoy them? Like, what is the vibe, you think, from each of these teams, since you've gotten to meet and chat with them a lot more than we have?
Well, unfortunately, we don't get to spend a lot of time with the Bengals. We have them like once a year, and it's week 2 against the Jags, right? So you don't really get to see it all unfold. We didn't kind of see this offense take shape like it did. I will tell you, obviously, SEC girl, okay, Evan McPherson, I see ya.
Hey.
But how about that energy?
Yeah. How about him saying, we're going to the AFC Championship? That's good Gator. That's good Gator football. That's good Gator football.
That's awesome. Yeah, good for him. But no, I'm all in on Joe Burrow. I love it. I love the cigars. Obviously paid attention to him when he was at LSU, but I just love the vibe. I love the swagger. I love what he brings. So looking forward to that one. And yeah, obviously with the San Francisco 49ers and the LA Rams know him pretty well. KC, I feel like they're, America's guest. We see them in the playoffs every year. So it's going to be a good time. We had week 18 against the 49ers and the Rams, and that whole thing and how that unfolded. That was nuts. I mean, at halftime, we were sitting there, I was saying to Joe and Troy during the break, are they going to put Trey Lance in? What are they going to do here? And then, my God, they just had Uncle Mo on their side and then ran right through Lambeau.
Oh,
Sorry,
Big Mo. Big Mo. Yeah, Big Mo.
Aaron, what's it like covering this LA Rams team right now? It feels like they're embodying like the whole Hollywood lifestyle. And I feel like back when USC was rolling, you had the celebrities on the sidelines. I feel like we're starting to see that more. Is that like, does LA need to lean into that?
I mean, that week 18 game was pretty nuts. I'll tell you, the week 3 game when Brady came to town, that was the loudest I've ever heard SoFi, and all the stars were out. Larry David's on the Jumbotron, Jay-Z's there. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm in a house that somebody here won 2 cups for the LA area, and that was pretty fun back then. Nothing like the NFL vibe, but it's cool. Like you said, Snoop Dogg there, Jay-Z, all that kind of stuff. So it's a time. Listen, LA, it's like, what have you done for me lately? You got to win here. So we'll see what happens these next 2 games if they're able to do it. But the fact that they're back here for the championship, when I kind of thought we'd be back in Lambeau, or I thought we'd go to Tampa this weekend, it's an exciting opportunity for them. I'm pumped to see how they come out.
Dream come true for the NFL too, right? Don't you think, EA? I mean, the NFC Championship's in LA and the Super Bowl could be in LA. That seems like that was the goal of getting teams to LA. Do you agree with that or no?
Is it? I mean, I think it's great. It's exciting. But I mean, would we have wanted to have seen another Rodgers Brady in the NFC Championship? I mean, who knows what's going to happen now with these two? Are they leaving their teams? Are they not? I don't know. Lambeau was pretty special the other night. I mean, besides being, 0 degrees, it was pretty awesome. AJ, how the hell did you deal with like the nose drainage? I mean, you just let it go or what? We freeze on our face. That's the one thing. You're having a full blown convo with somebody and it's just leaking out. You have no idea.
I think it's harder for you on the sidelines when you guys are trying to like do a little hit and they come to you and you haven't really been talking for a while. You're right. Like when you're on the field yelling, you're it's all right to have spit flying out and your nose running. But when you guys are trying to be on TV, it's also when you speak for more than 2 seconds, your mouth freezes up too when it's that cold.
Well, AJ played before Omicron too.
Yeah.
So that's true.
Right.
I mean, you're battling through a full pandemic out there in the middle of Wisconsin, a full snow globe. You love that. Like, it sounds like that type of moment is something you enjoy because you've been in a lot of massive situations. I mean, obviously they're all bigger than the 2 Stanley Cups that your husband won. I heard you say that in there. I assume that is a conversation that has happened as well. But do you feel that with every game, or is there just some weekends where you're like, oh, that was really cool, that was amazing? Is there only a few that you really look back on and think were special?
Yeah, I mean, there's a handful, during the regular season, you're like, this is awesome. Week 18, we thought we had the best game. And then, what was it? Raiders, Chargers that ended the regular season that were like, all right, we didn't have the best game. But yeah, we go to Lambeau. We know we're going to freeze our asses off. We want it to snow. All of a sudden, I'm waiting in the tunnel for Matt LaFleur and you start seeing the wind going in the flurries. And it's like, okay, this is awesome. Now let's hope we can get out of here tonight because no offense, I don't want to spend the night. Watch the games, all the things.
Yeah, of course. Wow.
What the hell's that about?
Well, hey, listen, I've been there. There's you can go curl. You can go curling.
Oneida Casino.
You can go to the Oneida Casino. That's a giving casino. The Oneida Casino. You win all the time. I think we heard Tony Romo in the middle of that, or not Tony Romo, I'm sorry, Troy Aikman in the middle of that blowout, Bucks-Eagles, say a lot of people probably wanted to call that Dallas game. Do you guys get to decide that? Does the NFL pick and choose that? How does that work? And was that genuine or just off the cuff there?
Well, first of all, the picking and all that's way above my pay grade. I harass a guy who does things and all that.
Hey, that's a thing, though, it sounds like. Way above my pay grade. So, like, the picking and choosing of which game sounds like that's maybe a thing.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome. It's a whole science. We have a guy at Fox. You should have him on, Pack. He's a legend. He's such a legend. His name is Mike Mulvihill. I love him. He deals with our ratings. He deals with picking what games we have. Like, he's already dialed in. Is Rodgers going to stay? Is he going to go? What team is he going to go to? He was the guy that week 1, who did we have? Oh, New Orleans, Green Bay. But opposite of that window, it was a Denver game, just in case. So, I mean, the whole thing that he goes through with picking and choosing and all of that, what would be the better game? What would be? It's like a weird, crazy, beautiful mind science. You would love it.
Troy sounds like he has some questions about Mike Mulvihill's. Go ahead, Dahn.
Kind of going off that, EA, not necessarily in the playoffs, but in the regular season, are there like assignments you get during like a week and you'll be like, oh, fuck, I really don't want to go there and do that game this week?
No, come on. I want to do everything. It's great.
There's some shitty games out there.
Well, yeah. And then, we may be locked in and ready to go on one team and then they blow it the next week and we can't change it because it's on Sunday. Things like that. Yeah, it's not, we don't get to change every week. So our Thursday nights, we're no longer doing it anymore, but those were locked in at the beginning of the year. So you're kind of cheering for, a team. So it's not, oh God, they're coming off 4 straight losses. Yay, I can't wait to be on that sideline. Talk to that punter.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, that's a good conversation. If they've lost 4 straight, the punter's probably been pretty busy. Would like to hear what he's saying. But why do you think here we are towards the end of the longest season in the history of the NFL, obviously going to championship weekend?
Why do I look like shit? Oh, no.
Jeez.
What
is that about?
What? Yeah, we do not need, the entire conversation.
Positivity.
That is not true. Okay, be careful what you're telling yourself. You're listening, EA. Okay, somebody told me that.
Joking. Okay.
No. Yeah, I know. Okay. Let's, by the way, not true. But why do you think this season if you could look back, and we talked to you earlier in the season, and now we're here, there's still been so much chaos. Do you think this is what the future looks like in the NFL? Do you think there is just going to be unpredictability? And why do you think this season was a little bit different than maybe in years past?
Gosh, you guys are better equipped to answer that than I am.
No, you've been there. You've been there. We're just sitting at home like stooges.
Yeah, clowns.
Yeah, but I mean, I heard you didn't do very well betting this past weekend, right? Picking the games. Did you do well with that?
Yeah, let's get to the
positivity.
Let's get to the answer, please.
You got the private jet. I don't. I get it. No, I don't know, but it's been awesome. This has been an amazing postseason, and I think our crew specifically, or especially going into it, we kind of thought this would happen. Now, did we think the Bucs would kind of have their way with Philly in our game? Yeah, a little. But I mean, I got to be honest, and I'd love to hear what AJ thinks. I didn't think the Packers would have an easy time against San Francisco, only because we saw what they did against Dallas. They don't give up. They're so physical. They believe in themselves. Kyle Shanahan's got this swag that, the entire team has. He was telling us, Matt LaFleur was, that Juszczyk looked possessed. I mean, these are guys on offense. So I don't know. While I am kind of surprised how it all has gone, I'm not, but I love it. I love it. It's not a foregone conclusion every single week. Why is this happening? You guys tell me. Why is it happening?
I don't know. Yeah, shit.
Who knows? Hey, what about that San Fran team, Erin? With the San Francisco team, Jimmy Garoppolo, we hear like so many teammates come out, defend him, talk about how much they love the dude. Like from being around them. Yeah, what do you get when you're around the team? Like, what's the feeling like with Jimmy G and the rest of the squad?
They love this guy. I mean, they absolutely do. And I sat down with him last week. Didn't hug him. No, I did.
Whoa. Please. Should they be disqualified?
Maybe.
Are the Packers back?
Get ready, boys.
Hey, boys. Get off the guitars.
Now.
Get off the guitars. There is a protocol breach.
You got a game Sunday.
We tested. Everybody tested.
Yeah.
You'll love this. I tested before I had to sit down with Gronk in the wild card. And he walked in. He goes, "Can I hug you?" And I said, "I tested negative." And he goes, "Well, I'm always positive."
That is great for the Gronk character.
Yeah.
Classic Gronker.
But Jimmy G.
But Jimmy G, I don't know what it is, AJ. I mean, the guy, they love him. They absolutely love him. And it's been pretty crazy, the way this.
Do the coaches love him, EA? Sorry. Do the coaches love him?
I think so. I believe so. I do. You don't get the vibe that people are like, this guy, let's push him out the door. Let's get the new guy ready. There's just really this love about the guy. I kind of said it to him and he's like, "Oh, thanks. That's not a compliment." His humor, his smile, his jokes, it's very Robbie G. It's very Gronkish. I'm not saying he's as silly as him, but it's happy-go-lucky, right? They obviously had their time together in New England, but I feel like people pull for this dude. He talked about after they beat Dallas and everybody came up to him and was giving him hugs because he thought this was going to be it in the San Francisco uniform. And he got really, really emotional about it. There's Howard making a little appearance there.
Howie,
come here. So the guys do. Everybody seems to love this guy. Deebo Samuel, I mean, there's a dream that everybody loves.
Sit. Is that dog? No. I'll get Caesar out there. When you said he's very Robbie G, I thought Robbie Gold. And I was like, oh, so he fits in with the entire. You call Rob Gronkowski Robbie G?
I think they all do, yeah. Are you not with that? You don't know about it?
Bro, like this is what we've been saying. We're not there. That's why we're asking you all these questions. We are in a socially distant studio with something.
Protocol. Yeah. Hey, AJ, I have to tell you, I mean, this isn't news to you. The science and how you guys cracked in Green Bay, keeping warm is unbelievable. And Pat and I have discussed, I mean, you have people that are really good to you on the sidelines. I love the special teams. They're always so good to me. I love a Pat McKenzie. I love talking to the doctors, medical staff. I'm like, I've got a mole right here. Can you look at this? 3rd and 4. And then, the equipment staff is always the best. But somebody walked up to me on Green Bay's sideline, probably because I looked absolutely freezing and miserable. They had these 2 pouches and they were tied up. It was almost like your socks, but they were thinner than that, like a skin, full with probably 20 hand warmers. Those things were warm 48 hours.
Oh.
You put them in your pocket, stick your fingers in. Oh my God.
That's smart. That's good play. That's what happens when you're on the frozen tundra, huh, AJ? Is that what you guys are cooking up over there? Ways to stay warm?
Yeah, I mean they have come up with many ways. You ever get any? They have like bone broth or warm bone broth. I know Favre used to drink that. Some kind of like it looked like soup. It smelled like it. They give that to you?
Yep. Oh, please. I help myself to the beverage station.
Well, it sounds like it. To the doctor, excuse me. I mean, I got an appointment like 2 weeks, but we can handle this right now, right? Is there anybody in the tent? No. All right. Excuse me. What is this? You're the best. That's a very veteran move. That's a veteran move, and you're so early in the game. That's an unbelievable step.
Right.
Yeah, that we're very impressed with. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, you're obviously doing all these meetings before the games and stuff like that with the players and the coaches. So when there's 8 openings for coaches in the league, like you've probably talked to a lot of these candidates and stuff like that. Is there any coaches that you're like, fuck, that guy's going to be terrible? Or is there a coach that you're rooting for to get a job now?
I'm rooting for Dennis Allen. I love Dennis Allen. And now with the news with Sean leaving New Orleans, who knows what they're going to do there. Let's see, who else? Todd Bowles. I love Todd Bowles. Byron Leftwich has been great, but Todd Bowles, I mean, there's been plenty of games that we just thought, gosh, let's give this guy a chance. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, those are the 2 off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm going to feel like crap once I log off of here because I'm going to think of somebody else. But yeah, how about Sean Payton, huh? That was a big surprise. I wasn't ready to start my Tuesday with that news.
Well, I think it was a little late in the day, but congratulations to Sean Payton.
I live on the West Coast.
Yeah. Sorry. So you're right. You're right. You're right.
Is he doing TV, Aaron? Is he going to go to TV?
I wouldn't be shocked. He kind of said that I think I'd be good at it. I know he'd be good at it. It was hilarious. I know that they were making jokes on the NFL Network about how long that presser ran. If anyone has ever sat on a call with Sean Payton and gone through his depth chart with him, our calls last like an hour and a half. I mean, my man is just thorough. He goes off on different tangents. We always laugh because, he's like, all right, let's look at the depth chart here. We'll start from the top. Drew Brees, he's in. And we're like, okay.
I love that.
But he gives you a note on every guy. He's the best. I love Sean. One of my best Sean Payton stories, and I have a ton of them, and he was always so gracious after every postseason, the ones that would end kind of like with the last minute call or the way it all went down. But we were walking out at halftime. I think it was a postseason game. It was one they had to win. And I just asked him about the offense and what he thought about it all. And he's like, I got a problem. And I was like, oh no, who's hurt? What's happening? And he's like, nah, I got a guy's wife just went into labor and I don't really know if I should tell him. And I was like, well, don't tell me that story because now it's on my conscience. He's like, do I tell him? Do I not? I'm like, well, I need something for my sideline hit here. So tell me what to do.
Hey, that's another veteran move there. Look at that. That's another veteran move there. I mean, good play. I hope he does a show. If that's how he speaks. And we watched probably the first 20 minutes and then like the last 30 minutes. Yep. I thought the same thing. And I think even at the beginning he said, get comfortable or something. Yeah. He said, like, get comfortable. There was a couple emotional moments he had, a couple laughing moments he had. I thought it was pretty sweet to kind of see a guy kind of bare his soul. Let's talk about, you said that you hugged Tom Brady, I think. Mm-hmm. Which, once again, she hugs Aaron.
I'll hug you when I see you.
Aaron loses. Oh, wow. No, she hugged Jimmy G. Jimmy G won.
Okay. True.
Jimmy G won. This week. Jimmy G won. Yeah, we didn't want to get into all of that. But Tom Brady, it seems like you probably have a pretty good relationship with Tom Brady from a obvious football standpoint over the years of success and everything like that. Sounds like he's done, huh? He's retiring. This came out of nowhere, EA. I mean, hey, thank you so much, Tom. Thank you, Tom. We're big fans.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I don't want it to be over. I love it. I'm 43 years old. I love to see his 44-year-old butt out there
43?
making me feel young. Yes.
26.
But I'm just saying.
20
last time.
26.
26 is what we were.
We had a stat down here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's Botox out here in LA. It really helps.
We'll be out there soon.
I don't want it to be over.
Feed me.
Sorry about that. What were you going to say about
No.
Hey,
when are you coming? Are we hanging out?
Is AJ's forehead not the best forehead you've ever seen in your entire life? We talked about this the other day, actually. Look at that thing.
Yeah, AJ's always had it going on. Great. Oh, yeah.
Right,
we'll
get a mobile spa.
It's good.
A mobile spa? A little Botox on the road?
Okay. When in Rome.
Take a couple injections.
I'm going to call in a show. Well, we have a show talking about sports here. Out in L.A., there's always those decisions made everywhere, by the way. I think Indianapolis has those doctors that are putting faces back together and everything like that.
Test it out before we go.
Can I get a new one? I mean, can you make me more... Can you give me a new face? Is that happening out in L.A.? Yeah. I mean, maybe that'll happen out there. You think he's done, though? Yeah, you think Tom's done or no?
I hope not. I just don't understand how, and this is the selfish sideline reporter in me. I want him to come back. How you can end like this. I mean, I don't know if he's ever thrown the ball this well. He looked fantastic. Come on. I don't want you to hang it up.
What about Erin?
I understand. You guys, I don't know. I don't know. As an outsider looking in, you're obviously not a part of the conversation that happened yesterday. And I don't know if you've seen it or not. There's been clips taken out of context all over the place. And I was back on CNN last night. I was back on CNN last night, and somebody called me flabby arm guy.
Whoa, flabby.
I was like, well, I think I've been working out, actually. I've been in the sauna.
Who was it?
Come on.
Who called you that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Tubin?
I don't know who that
No,
is.
Tubin's off. He's the
Tubin.
Yeah.
Tubin
He's
got-
AJ's favorite.
We know who Tubin is. Yeah, AJ.
Jesus.
Sorry,
What
Erin.
did you do? What happened?
I
AJ's
didn't really
toxic.
do much. Aaron Rodgers said some stuff yesterday, and we had a great conversation. We learned about a man who's in an incredible chapter of his life right now, where I think he doesn't really know what's going to happen yet. But a lot of the things he said yesterday, although they were taken politically and hatred-wise, there was a lot of other shit in there where he was talking about his relationship with Gunther Kuntz, and he was talking about, Devontae with the franchise tag, and and everything he wants to do in the future. If you were just looking at that from how you know Aaron, and all the conversations you have seen in the way the NFL works, you know the way the NFL works more than anybody with all the years of business you've seen and everything behind it. That's a gift from Zoom. We need to get that.
Oh.
What is that?
Wow.
Is that coins?
I don't know.
Zoom
dog
coins?
walkers here.
Coins?
Do we get coins?
Oh, dog.
Hey, Howie likes it. What up, Howie?
Howie?
Anyways, what do you think from outside looking in? How do you see the Aaron Rodgers story going, you think?
Selfishly, I mean, I said it on our conference call to him as we were getting off. I just said, don't go. I love the whole mystique. I love the whole thing with him at Lambeau. I can't imagine him in another uniform, but I kind of felt that way about Tom as well. I didn't think Tom would go, and then look what Tom was able to do. I wouldn't be shocked if he went somewhere else. I wouldn't be shocked if that was it. I think that was the crazy part of the weekend, of the way that game ended. We're summing up that Robbie Gould had this huge play and he kicks the game winner. And then it's like, oh my God, is this it? Is this it? Aaron's walking off. Is this it? I'm bummed about that. I feel bad about Devontae. I feel bad about all of it, but just as a friend to them. But I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be at all. And I think, and AJ, I'd love to ask you this, and I realize I'm not sitting down and interviewing you right now, but don't you think Tom really opened up the door for guys like that, maybe even a Stafford, to be like, I got to go, time is running out. I got to go win one here.
I think so, especially if you're not completely happy or you feel like you've worn out your welcome or whatever reason you don't want to stay at the team you are. But I don't know. Like, I feel like
how about Russell Wilson? How about Russell Wilson as well? Russell Wilson, and before.
Yeah, where's he going?
Russell Wilson.
I think he's gone.
So Tom Brady, though, I think is not that Peyton Manning didn't have a similar situation, but Peyton Manning was cut. Andrew Luck was there. I think at that time they didn't know if he was going to be able to throw a football again. But he goes to the Denver Broncos, and John Elway just says, "Hey, man, I haven't been able to win one of those. Man, here's the fucking keys to the building. Actually, you're going to own this place soon."
Yeah.
And you just kind of take it over, and he brings in his guys, and he runs his offense basically. Adam Gase gets a couple head coaching jobs because of it, but he does that whole thing. So maybe he set the precipice for Tom Brady to see that, or their relationship. But Tom going to Tampa, winning immediately, getting his guys in there, I think you're 100% right, EA. I think not only Aaron, but Russell as well. And before all the terrible things that are being accused off the field about him, Deshaun Watson, same thing, right? He wanted out. I mean, it was like a lot of the quarterbacks at that higher level saw the success that Tom had and were probably thinking the same thing. Like, I've had ideas for a long time. I would like to be heard, be listened to. That might be a thing. That might be a real thing.
Then my thought with Tom was, and we were talking a lot about this, if Tom's going to leave and maybe Bruce Arians and that organization doesn't really know what's going to happen, why would Bruce want to come back? And no disrespect to anybody that's there, but don't you think kind of hang it up right now? If Tom's going to go, do you really want to sit there and try to groom somebody, or maybe you ask Aaron to come there? I don't know. But that kind of shocked me when I saw Aaron say, I'm going to come back for 2022. I thought maybe there's a chance that Brady's going to come back. But it was just like you said, it was so weird how he was like, I feel good and I'll know when it's time. And then that weekend, it was like all of a sudden we're stirring it up that he's leaving. I was like, hold on a second. I'm not ready for this.
Out of nowhere. Well, I feel like a lot's going to happen.
No one asked me.
EA, we did.
Yeah.
That's right.
We did. And when we ask people stuff, it changes nothing. Nope. But it pisses people off. And I would like to let you know we appreciate you doing that if that's what you did. And also the incredible conversation. Thank you for the time. Incredible season. Ladies and gentlemen, Fox NFL analyst, sideline reporter, and host of... You did a lot of it today.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were analyzing a lot of NFL stuff today.
Analyzing.
Hey, any big any guests scheduled on the docket that we should know about for the Calm Dahn podcast?
You're like the biggest one we've had. No offense to Kevin Hart, and Matt Damon, but you got the ratings up, man.
Matt Damon was last year.
People are gonna hate hearing that. Thank you for having me on there. That was a good conversation.
Oh my God, my face hurt so bad. I couldn't stop smiling. I mean, you selling cigarettes in 3rd grade, that's the best story of my life.
Fifth grade,
always tell Aikman, I said, you got to do Pat McAfee Show, man. He will just make you smile and laugh your rear end off.
Well, that's very nice of you. We appreciate that. And when people stop by and give us great conversations, we're always incredibly thankful, just like you did today. Hopefully we'll run into you at the Super Bowl. I assume you're going to be doing a lot of stuff out there?
Yeah, it's as Deion Sanders said, it's our Christmas time, baby. You got to make that money. We'll have big hugs when we see each other.
Okay, excuse me, EA.
Hey,
all right, you're trying to fucking spread everybody else COVID. I don't need it. All right, I don't need that particular variant. All right, we are socially distanced.
Always.
Look, AJ,
do it.
AJ, do it. AJ, do it.
AJ, do it. See,
We can't see if
that's what we do, EA. All right,
Nothing.
Love it.
COVID is a good jumper, but not that good. That's a Grand Canyon for it. I mean, it can't make it from me to you.
No.
We get a little bit closer, though.
Careful. Hey. Whoa.
We're at.
Whoa.
Anyways, we thank you so much. We'll see you at Super Bowl. You're the best.
Love you. I'd love to have a date with you at Texas Roadhouse with that bread. Be great.
Listen, that chilled salad, too. Oh.
The iceberg.
Delicious.
The croutons, too, are just like that perfect.
The best.
House made.
Don't you throw the shells on the ground there too?
I think his lawsuit happened.
Peanut.
Be
careful.
I do believe somebody. Yeah. Well, Lone Star Vaseline
good
is
call.
also something with it.
bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, Erin Andrews. Thank you, guys. See you later. Good conversation. So I they talk to basically every team.
Yeah.
And at this point, and by that I mean obviously they're all new on the scene, very young and spry, but they have pretty good relationships basically everywhere, and they understand the business, just as more probably than even media folks or even people that played in the end, like me and AJ. Probably don't know, maybe AJ because he's in that whole thing. But me, I would assume that EA knows a lot more about, I don't want to say the dirt or the drama, but the way the business works behind the scenes than I do. I would just assume that is the case from the conversations and the people they get to talk to in the TV network and the whole world like that. Her saying, I hope Tom doesn't retire. And that's, in my eyes, I think Tom is done. Huh?
He's done.
Tom's done.
We know that.
Tom's done, dude.
You think? I mean, it definitely feels like it could be real now. Yeah.
Writing's on the wall. He's done.
I don't know, though.
Hey, overrun.
Thank you, Tommy.
And BA's in a weird spot, though. If BA said I'm coming back no matter what, let's say Tom doesn't make his decision until March, BA can't just retire then, so he's kind of has to commit.
Yeah, and I think I said this yesterday, or maybe it was on air or off air, I don't know. But let's say Tom does announce his retirement. We could see BA thinking, these motherfuckers need a fresh start.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody. They lose his offense coordinator, defensive coordinator, and quarterback. He's already been retired once. They won another Super Bowl. Fuck it, we're going for 2. That's our shit. We're not going back to back. That's Kansas City shit. We're going for 2. I understand he had this glorious run, but to EA's point and everybody else's point, if that guy retires, I would assume BA is going to be like, you guys should get a whole new staff. You missed the coaching cycle. I apologize. I did not know what was going to happen, but I think that is still on the table. I think even though he said, to when he was asked if he's going to be back in 2022, but Aaron kind of read it differently, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, would you be hanging your organization out to dry if you just took off then when everyone else hired a coach 3 months before?
I'm not 100% sure. You did miss the coaching cycle, but they're always good football coaches.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyone who
You're planning to retire, too. I mean, not really my organization anymore. That's something
right.
you guys are going to have to deal with. I'm sorry, but...
Good luck out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good coaches that can help you out, or you can kind of do that yourself.
Yeah, hire from within.
I got I got life. I already know.
My son is 42.
See you there, Jake. I'm coming home.
Well, just like Erin, too. Like with Tom, I feel like a lot of guys are probably waiting on him to make his decision, so he doesn't want to take that long.
Yeah, the Erin thing is interesting. Did you follow up with him yesterday on how long he thinks it's going to take to make his decision? Because he said a lot sooner than later. And then obviously the free agency deadline, March 16th, was thrown out there. And he said, well, he would have to make a decision before that for the good of a lot of people. What do you think, AJ? You think he's just going to his house over there in California? We seen on TMZ, staring out the ocean. Maybe dabbling in some hallucinogens. What do you think how do you think what is the natural process you think? You know him better than anybody. What do you think his natural process will be? And when I asked him, will you think and do this? He was like, no, I'll be pretty committed, I think. He already has an idea. You think naturally, just in knowing him, he already has an idea what he wants to do? Or you think this is actually like a whole process he's going to have to go through?
I mean, I think it's definitely a process. You know, he obviously likes to sit and think about stuff and figure out why he's doing what he's doing. But I think he has to be leaning one way or the other. I would imagine a little bit. He's leaning either to play or not to play, and where that may be, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think he has a set plan in place. Like he says, it sounds like he's kind of trusting his instincts, and he'll know when he knows is what it sounds like.
How would that work, too? So if he was, let's say he was to come in the studio.
Sure.
With best jawline in sports. Give him a desk right here.
Okay.
I'll be back here if he does that.
What?
Too many seats. We don't have enough seats.
How about this? We don't want you here.
Boom. Go to hell.
You can't break up with me. I broke up with you.
That's what just happened.
Yeah.
Can't fire me. I quit.
Why do you not want to be?
That's what just happened. Yeah.
We don't need him stinking up the joint with those cigars either.
Yeah.
True.
No, I would love. No, if he comes in, I'll be there.
Okay, so we'll get him a desk.
Okay,
All right, so we'll
here
get
we
an
go.
AJ Hawk desk here.
Can we get him we used to have in elementary school? It was basically 400 pounds of metal.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Oh, give me the one that lifts up, and I can put my books and stuff underneath in my trapper
that
keeper.
one.
Those ones were impossible to move. Do you remember when you had to move those things?
Terrible.
God, what a nightmare. AJ used to move those with his teeth.
Yeah.
That's what they used to do in Centerville.
Loudest noise in the world.
Loudest. Hey, drag that incredibly heavy thing with your fucking teeth, dude. That's how we got that jaw, actually.
Yeah.
That
Incredible.
makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Eating desks.
You know that Instagram ad of the guy chewing on strength?
Oh, yeah.
AJ grew up chewing tables.
Yeah.
That's why his
incredible.
jaw is the way it is. We'll get you one of those desks, make you feel like you're right back at home. Drag that thing across this stage, lift it up, put your shit inside of it, put it back down, carve your name into it, because that's what Hawk does. How many HAWKs are on the oh my God.
Zero.
How about if you
never
just drew a
carved it.
picture of a hawk?
Yeah, well, probably.
I wish I could. That's kind of tough to draw.
Well, he probably drew penis with
exactly.
the hawk on top. Oh, the hawk was tagged. Check it out.
Man, you may be onto something there.
Well, look out for Axel probably getting into that. But if he was to come in here and AJ was to be here in his little tiny desk that he chewed on as a child, what would he say? This would be before the free agency period. So he would pop in out of nowhere. We would not market it because that would make him and us look like massive assholes that we're doing it just for number. And I'm tired of people telling me that I'm doing things just for numbers. Do you know how easy it is to run up numbers on the internet? I could say the dumbest shit every single day, okay? And we could talk about shit every single day that is just the absolute worst shit. I think I have proven that I am not somebody that is just like, I'm doing things strictly for numbers. Have things done numbers that we have done that we thought would do numbers? Yes. Have things not done numbers that we put effort into? Yes. We have no idea, but we're not doing things just strictly with the bottom line in mind. Because I think whenever you start doing that, you start curtailing creativity and you start following others. It's just not something I want to do. And I'm lucky to do it because I'm my boss. So it's like if Ty was to come in here because he saw somebody bury LeBron James every day and just go out on an entire rant about something that just made no sense, I think I would actually tell Ty, hey, we don't need the choreographed bullshit. Okay? No. LeBron James just put up 33 points against the Brooklyn Nets last night. All right. This motherfucker's 90 years old and he's still dunking on back-to-back drives. Like, let's just not do stuff just to run up numbers. So I do get mad whenever people say that. Now, did we ask Aaron Rodgers to do Aaron Rodgers Tuesday because we assumed that it would be a great piece of content? Yes. Did we assume that it would also do numbers? Yes. But the mission of getting the good conversation is the driver as opposed to just the numbers. And I think I have proven that. With that being said, Aaron comes in here unannounced. sits down. Probably going to do numbers.
Yeah.
This is before free agency period. So what would he do? He would sit down and say, I have come to a decision that I am asking for a trade from the Green Bay Packers. And then, okay, what goes on after that? I don't even know how.
That'd be great. That's when it gets fun. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're going to the Colts. I started just throwing Colts jerseys at this guy. And then there's a full conversation happening, cooler heads, not just hot takers, saying there's an entire process to moving on here. I know they save $19.9 million if they cut or trade him off the cap, which would be great because they're 38 over or whatever the number is over the cap. So that would save them 19. Quick math, 19 million over the cap.
Another
all of
19,
a sudden.
Yeah.
That you could just kind of buzzsaw off there. So business-wise but I thought they made an agreement that he and they would have say in what the future is regardless before this last season. Am I wrong in thinking that? And how do you think the whole process goes? I thought about that last night. I'm like, how would that even work? I don't know.
I think he basically mentioned it yesterday, saying how he and Goody are in communication always, and they would come together and I guess figure out exactly what he wants. And I'm sure it sounds like they have such a good relationship right now that neither side is probably worried that the other one's trying to rope-a-dope him or play any games.
Well, and it was something that they were mutually agreed upon whenever he came back, right? Wasn't that something that was reported? Like, they agreed that this will be the last year, and then if they can come to a decision about the future, they will mutually agree to do whatever. Was that put on paper? Like, is that a hollow agreement? Is that an actual agreement? Did they have to restructure a contract? How would that go? Because I think his relationship with Goody is a very important one, not only for him staying with the Packers, but also if he was to want to be somewhere else, that would become something, right?
Yeah.
We'd have to get a little.
I don't know if it's in writing. I don't know if that's something that you would put in writing. It has to be understood and like, hey, you're going to look like a real bad dude if you don't follow through on this, I guess.
And somebody put out a tweet that set the precedent, basically. And I forget who it was. I would have to look back into it. But somebody put out a tweet that set the precedent that, hey, Aaron is allowed to, in the agreement that they made before the season started for him to come back to the Packers after the tumultuous offseason of misunderstanding or whatever the fuck it said, that the Packers have to abide by Aaron. It was almost like a tweet was put out.
It could be in writing. It could be in writing like, hey, they need to, operate in good faith to, grant him if he does want traded or something. They got to figure something out.
Just as somebody that, watched the entire documentary on the decision and how people reacted and stuff like that, that's a delicate thing that's going to have to be handled accordingly. That is going to have to be.
It's not the decision, though. This is not.
No, yeah. I mean,
that.
Taking his talents elsewhere.
Yeah.
I
would imagine if he did come in here, like he would have to know what you were doing. It's not like he would come in here, and be like, "Hey, I want to be traded," without like having any of those conversations. He would, though. Ty,
think about it. I just thought about it. What if he was just throwing it out there, teasing it, saying, "Hey, I'll come into studio." He brought it up. You didn't ask him to come to studio. He said, "I'll come into studio when I make a decision." Maybe he's leaning to the Colts.
No,
and he had a blue hoodie on. I mean, let's not get crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because if he doesn't
for the horseshoe, for the shoe.
No, he was also talking about Tebow a couple weeks ago. So I assume if he did come in here, he'd do the quintessential Tebow. I'm coming back. Let's do it again.
No, you're
to the Packers. Coming back to the Packers.
That's some reaching.
I don't know.
You're just reaching.
Let's do it again. Right one last run.
Pretty sure he had a Steelers shirt on under that hoodie.
Okay.
By the way, I saw that as well. He's wearing black and blue right now. What is this all about?
He was wearing a Jags hat earlier.
What? He had to pick him up and put him Dahn shirt on earlier in the year, too.
Oh, I saw that. And he had a blue for the brand shirt.
What if he goes to the USFL with The Rock?
That'd be
That's
sick.
the XFL.
Come on. USFL.
They combine.
Countdown is on.
No, it was the CFL and the XFL were potentially going to become one FL. But the CFL told the XFL, we're trying to play a season. You're trying to dick around. Mm-hmm. So the CFL went with like 1/9 of their teams and had a league. Is that right? I don't want to disrespect the CFL. Okay, every time we talk about the CFL, which is state fair football, they come after me because I say it's state fair football. I'm not saying it's not electrifying. I love the state fair. I'm just saying it's a little bit carny.
Yeah.
Some of the rules are a little bit carny to make it a little bit more exhilarating, a little bit more exciting. I love that punts can score. I love that kicks can score. I like you can get a 90-yard run up on like. Listen, I am a fan of it.
Oh no, we went 2 and out again, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That game is Mickey
this
Mouse.
son of a bitch is
Come
calling it
on.
state fair football. You know, I mean,
That game
normally we're
stinks.
never even talked about.
Don't
It's football.
disrespect the Blue Bombers, dude. Whatever you do.
No, I'm with the Red Wolves.
Fucking
dude.
Red
Red
Blacks.
Wolves?
That game.
Doc
close.
Hodges.
Doc Hodges
Doc
squad.
Hodges starting quarterback of the fucking Red Blacks.
Connor's brain almost exploded when I told him there was only 3.
Yeah, that is pathetic. The whole entire game.
You've never
sucks.
watched the CFL?
No, not till this year when we had the Grey Cup on.
It's always on during training camp. The beginning of training camp, it was always on like the TV. And, you know, there's former guys that played for us were in the CFL, and a lot of former NFLers are in the CFL. So you see like maybe friends you played with or you had seen in college or something like that. There's only a certain amount of Americans allowed, I think, on each team. It's an entire thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they were going to go with The Rock, and then they didn't. For
Terrible decision.
Well, I don't know. Is the XFL
Yeah,
ever?
do we know?
No, it's starting in the spring. I thought they announced like they have broadcast partners.
No, that's
USFL. Listen.
Countdown begins.
Let's go to the break, dude. We'll be
What's
back.
the XFL doing?
That's
Building.
what's the words? 2023. Zito just said.
2023.
Dwayne Claus is bringing the XFL back in 2023
Hell yeah.
And you were correct about CFL not wanting to join.
because they wanted to play.
Yes.
Even though they almost had to file bankruptcy, which, by the way, a lot of people did through COVID, especially if you're a live event. But they saved themselves, I think.
Yeah.
CFL saved themselves, came back with an entire season, did their thing. Congrats to the CFL.
Nice job, CFL.
State Fair football.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of great football players to play State Fair football, and I love State Fair football. It's fucking electrifying. Don't you know?
Mickey Mouse.
Bring Doc Hodges to Ottawa.
I want a nice
Save
chunk
the
of
season.
change on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers hoisting the Grey Cup, eh?
Hey, way to go there. Hey.
Worst Grey Cup in years.
You don't know. You just learned of the game's existence.
Nah, he's not
the
wrong. It
worst.
hasn't been the same since Dickinson was slinging it around for the Stampeders.
No, you're talking about Stravolsky.
Yeah, he's on the Bombers.
Voting was up 25% though since Doc has joined the CFL. So
That's what we're talking about.
Let's go, Doc.
Registered to vote.
Registered to vote.
Steelers doing that.
He's the last one, too. That was like the lasting
face of the organization. What are you talking about?
So you know, like there was a time in history where Lil Wayne was on every song that came out, and he was always the last. Okay, he was always the last because he hit that thing with the Wayne train at the end. All right? The Steelers, when they put out their register to vote video, they had their Lil Wayne coming in at the end.
Yeah.
They said, "Hey, we're saving the best for last," and it was fucking Doc Hodges, third string quarterback at the time.
Yes.
Register to vote.
Register to vote.
Okay.
And we did, didn't we?
We did.
Immediately.
Immediately after
We
that.
weren't thinking about it.
Got me off my ass.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as Duck gets out there and says, we're like, all right, let's fucking go, dude.
It's time.
You got it, Duck.
You registered? Did you actually vote though?
Huh?
Yeah.
Did you just? A lot of people just register and they didn't follow up. Duck didn't make a follow up. It says now you got to go vote.
Well, that is interesting. Kind of a half-ass effort by Duck.
Well, the implication is if you're going to register to vote, you better vote as well.
No, there needed to be a follow-up.
Yeah, because
Now you're registered.
Now
Go.
you need to go.
Go.
Then they gotta ask you though, who are you gonna vote for? And then if they disagree, they're gonna say do not register.
All right,
We know who you voted for.
AJ. All right,
Who
we're
do I
back
vote
in
for?
4 minutes.
You've been
We're-
riding.
We're on some 5-hour energy phone line. Phone calls 1-833-4 McAfee. Hey, listen, everybody needs to do their civic duty and register to vote. See you in 4.
Register to vote.
It is.
So I'm going to give my weekly story when Pat comes on.
Yes.
Here we go.
So this is my bedtime story right now.
There's a couple refs that you just have it out for, or they have it out for you. And I'm like, before the game, I get the paper, I look, I see who the referees are. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get a penalty called against me for sure in this game. And so I'll just say this: Bill McCreary. Where
Wild Bill.
We
Wild
fucking
Bill.
hate that guy, dude.
No, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. And I run into him actually in Pittsburgh all the time. So I'm playing in New Jersey, and Bill, there's like a whatever. The other team trips one of our guys, like a blatant call that's missed. I stand up on the bench. What you do just to be an asshole. I stand up on the bench, take my stick over the board, just boom, 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 boom. I mean, you can hear it through the arena, right? Just boom, boom, boom. Like, come on. It shows them up, right? Come on. And all of a sudden I see Bill just look across. He goes, boom. And he's got like this heavy mustache like this. His mustache, he's just eyeballing me across the way. And he looks at me. I'm standing up. I'm banging my stick. I'm like, fuck you, or whatever. So then the play goes on, and I'm tying my skates. I'm on the bench. I'm going like this. I bend down. I'm tying my skates. So like the top of the boards is right here. My head's down. TV timeout. All of a sudden, I hear, shh. Someone stops right here. And I look up, and Bill McCreary's like eyeball to eyeball with me. And he goes, are you showing me up? You want to fucking go? You want to go? And he goes like this. I swear to God, he goes like this. He backs away from me. Let me grab my mic. He backs away from me from the bench. And he goes like this. Come on. And I stand up and I go, Bill, are you challenging me to a fucking fight? I'm like, you asshole. You think I can't? If I fight you, I'll never play a game in this league again. He goes, let's go. Come on, let's go, tough guy. And I'm like, my mind is going like in circles. I'm like, do I fight this guy? Like, I'm not, what am I supposed to do? Like, I was like, and like he totally won. He knew I couldn't do anything, and I'm just like, I just got to him. I was like, you know what? I'm like, fuck you. And I sat down, and then it was like, I was like, he totally just dominated me right there. And then the next game we played, I was taking the opening face-off of the game. He's dropping the puck. He's standing there before the puck drop. I look at him. He looks at me. I look at him. He looks at me. And then finally, I go, hey, Bill. I go, Billy, let's bury the hatchet, man. I'm sorry. I got away from myself last game. I got away from myself last game. Like, this isn't, I don't treat referees like that. And he goes, no, I did too. I let the heat of the moment get the best of me. All right, man. Truce. All right, cool. Truce. Drops the puck by the end of the first period. We're fuck you.
This seems to be a thing with you.
I run into him all the time. He's a great dude, but that's how it is, man. He's got to fight his fights out there too to save face.
Oh, rough.
Should I have fought him? Maybe not. Probably not.
I mean, pretty good content. You fight a ref, but also like probably banned forever. I assume.
Yeah, probably.
To walk into Anyhow at the Moon and go, wish you was dead from that ledge, my friend.
Jumper.
We could
cut ties with all the lies that we've been living in.
And
if you do not want to see me again, I would understand.
That's what I'm going to do at How at the Moon. Just slide on the knees with the guitar.
How at the Moon is just pianos usually.
No.
You wouldn't get it.
Hey, welcome back to the McAfee Show here on Wednesday, January 26, 2022. How you doing, AJ? You just dreamt up something toxic? You had that look in your eye.
No, I'm good. I'm wondering why you're running back into the studio.
Well, I mean, I had to go to the bathroom. I've been hydrated. I've been trying to get healthy because people in political spaces have been saying I got flabby arms.
Whoa. Who said that?
I don't remember the name. I just see.
I doubt that person. You think that person had was shredded that said that?
Yes.
Yeah.
People don't speak out of pocket at all anymore. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to David in California. What's going on, David?
What's going on, Pat?
Hey, just hanging out, Dave. What do you want to talk about, bub?
I love that AFL bit, man. It's nice to see some more people in the States paying attention to the athletic rugby players.
Oh, Aussie rules football. Yes. I thought you were confusing our USFL, CFL, XFL, NFL conversation.
No,
you were talking about the AFL. You know.
Yeah, I went to the grand final in 2016. Man, it was a blast.
That was a classic.
Hey, I heard they're boozing big time down there. What's that? The Melbourne Cricket Grounds.
Yeah, the MCG, exactly.
Nice.
Anyway, the reason I wanted to call in was maybe chat a little bit of Rumble with you. I wanted to see how you feel about my boy Austin Theory maybe winning the Rumble and maybe Ronda coming back and winning the ladies' Rumble and setting up that clash with Becky again.
You think Austin Theory's good?
Oh, shit. I love Austin Theory, man. I love his look. I got to see him twice when
Can't beat
WWE
Dango.
rolled through Northern California late last year. I saw him in SAC. I saw him in the Bay. I love his look. I love his sound. I love everything about him, man.
All right, David, that's great to hear. We appreciate you, pal. Austin Theory is like Vince McMahon's little right-hand guy now.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Okay.
He does look good, though. I mean, he is.
Do we know what entrant he is in the Rumble?
He's definitely in it. I don't know what number.
Ronda coming back.
Am I calling the men's Royal Rumble? I wonder?
You freaking better
Yeah,
be.
You gotta be.
If you're not, then
What are we doing?
that pay-per-view.
Hey, is Nick Khan in the Royal Rumble?
Jeez.
I don't know. Maybe that's what
That'd
it
be
is.
sweet.
Yeah, that is like the Royal Rumble, though. You know, you never know who's going to pop up in there.
Yeah.
Dwayne DeClaw going to pop up?
Hey, maybe. Huh?
I hope.
St. Louis, big
Cena?
XFL city.
He loves St. Louis.
Yeah.
He comes in there wearing the Battle Hawk costume.
Yeah.
The XFL's back. You know,
Yeah.
he does a full
We devour.
Battle Hawk bottom.
Oh.
Maybe. I mean, that is what the Royal Rumble is. It is a bunch of, maybe. Oh, that would be crazy. It could happen. That's the Royal Rumble. And then we lead in Championship Sunday, AJ. This is a massive weekend for us.
It's huge. Johnny Knoxville, right? Is he going to win the thing?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I want to see the new one.
chance.
When's the new Jackass?
It's coming out soon, next week, I think. We're back for hour 3 on the other side of the 6-minute break. Cheers. Fucking home run. Are you kidding
Hey,
me?
Mad Dog was with Stephen A today, wasn't he?
Yeah, I called him Stevie.
Yeah.
Called Stevie a couple times. It was awesome. I'll tell you, Stevie. I'll tell you. Stephen A had a Kobe Bryant Letterman jacket on. Looks very good, very professional. I saw Dwayne Wade last night had a leather bomber jacket on. The basketball night in America.
Yep.
Yeah, crushed.
Does Shaq ever not work?
Nope.
I know Boomer Sison's out there talking about his work ethic, but Shaq is always on my television.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
Always working.
Always doing well, by the way.
Yeah.
And he does well. He's not annoying with it. A lot of people are on too much. They do too many commercials. And people get annoyed. Shaq, you're like, no, this guy should have every commercial. He should be on every show.
I was watching a show. He's on 2 of the commercials. Then he's on the halftime show, the after show. I opened my phone, his Instagram. He's doing some challenge.
Oh, yeah.
And he's, by the way, getting it after that whole thing. Then we see him get speared off of a ring through 2 tables.
Yeah.
Then he's back the next day. He is a fucking, like,
He's a mogul.
icon of a human at this point. He
Shaq
is-
and Snoop, 2 hardest working guys.
It's unbelievable. I wonder if they, like, talk about.
And they stay relevant after all this time, too. Like, that's not easy to do.
And liked. To
very
your
much,
point.
very much like. Because they're both, wonder why? Like Aaron talks about, they seem to be very authentic to who they are. Like, they're not putting on an act, I don't think.
Shaq's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Lefko, it's good to see Lefko again. They have the bottom of the table out so you can see his shoes.
Yeah.
Good shoe game.
Oh, yeah.
Good shoe game on Lefko.
That was a new set, I think. It looked pretty cool.
I haven't seen
When
Lefko
did the
in
show
a
come
while.
back?
Tuesday came back last night for the first time.
Yeah.
They've been on Thursdays with the other cast.
Okay,
Where
so
was he?
I thought I missed everything.
No.
And I haven't
Thursday
seen
Night
Lefko
Football.
on the internet either much, right? Where's Lefko?
That's what I said to these guys before the show. I said, I feel like I haven't seen much of his stuff on Instagram or Twitter
Still
lately.
got it. Still got it.
Oh, yeah.
He
Well,
does
I still got
the
it.
like Madden. He's done a lot of stuff with Madden, doing like challenges, getting guys' like random stats up for them, and doing challenges with those
Okay.
guys. So he hasn't been doing stuff just on his platform. He's
Got
been
it,
on
got
other
it, got it,
platforms.
got it,
Yeah.
We like Lefko.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Oh, yeah.
I like Lefko over here.
They're still doing the show. The other show is Dwayne Wade and those guys, right?
Dwayne Wade, Candace Parker, Lefko, and Shaq. And that's on Tuesdays.
Yep.
I tried to explain this to my wife last night. I was like, okay, so they had it on Thursdays. And that show won 4,000 awards for being the best show. Ernie, Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq added later after, and they've only gotten better since Shaq got added in there. Then what happened? They picked up another night of primetime basketball, and they had the original crew doing both, and then they were already at the stage where like, okay, we can't be sitting here for 15 straight hours at this stage of life with everything, so you get a new crew. Shaq says, I'll still do it. Fuck it. I mean, that's all I do is just kick ass at everything. And then that crew is trying to do the Thursday show.
Yes.
On a Tuesday.
And then earlier this year, there was no Thursday show because of Thursday Night Football. They didn't want to go up against it. So the main crew was on Tuesdays. Now they're back to their Thursdays, and Lefko's on Tuesdays.
Okay. So I watched the first episode of the season last night.
Yeah.
Thought they did great.
Yeah.
Thought they did great. Came out swinging.
Yeah. 'cause
like that.
Remember when basketball first started, they did the they went up against Thursday Night Football, and the ratings came out, and the NBA was like, "Yeah, we can't do this.
Let's move Chuck to Tuesday.
Yeah,
Let's move Chuck and Shaq to Tuesday.
Yeah.
Get Ernie over there. Charles Barkley. I mean, he will piss a group of people off every Thursday, but then on the flip side, there is so many people being like, "That's right, Chuck."
Yeah, Chuck is the man.
And I think it's from all backgrounds too. At some point, are mad at Chuck, and at some point are like, "That's right, Chuck."
My
And it's
guy.
just that's what he's done for 25 years at this point. What a fun! That's a cool crew up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a tough gig though, trying to be the show that is
Yeah.
trying to be the show.
Yeah.
And I think they've handled it very well. I think they've handled it after watching last night. I don't watch all the time, but after watching last night, we're getting to that point, by the way, where I'm watching weird sports and I have no idea what's going on. Last night was Lakers Nets though, and then Steph and Luka.
Yep.
So I try to watch that a little bit, try to catch
Saw
it.
Kennard get 9 points in 7 seconds.
That was electric.
Electrifying. Hey, that big tall son.
Ohio kid.
What?
Luke?
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Stud. Absolute monster in high school.
Especially over there in Ohio.
Yeah, and then he went to Detroit, and then he got the hell out of there and got paid.
Who's the big tall guy for the Mavericks from the New York Knicks?
Porzingis.
He's 7'3".
Yeah.
Lanky.
How's he doing?
Kristaps?
Yeah.
Good.
He's all right.
No, because I know that he is like, wasn't he the future?
Yes.
Yeah,
For
in
a
New
little.
York. And then
How'd he come back? He had an ACL, correct? Did he come back all right?
yeah, he got
Well, it
injured.
took him.
And then he got traded.
Yeah,
Yep.
it took him 18 months to get back from the ACL.
And Mark Cuban though has what, just the European market cornered.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he just I'll get all the European players on this team because I already have all of the channels over there with Dirk and everything like that. It's a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tim
yeah.
Hardaway fractured his foot. Still shot the free throws and made both of them.
Last night,
Yeah.
who won?
I actually didn't watch the whole
I
thing.
assume the Warriors.
Thanks to
Warriors smacked them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke is
World
awesome.
Cup qualifying USA back in action tonight.
Is the real team playing or not?
Real team. Pulisic is there. All the lads.
Let's
Now
go! Where? What time?
They're playing El Salvador at 7. I'm not sure where.
I think it's in Ohio.
7.
7.
ESPN.
90-minute game. That's right in the middle of that's hockey. It's
It's not a Crew Stadium, is it?
Sorry,
I'm
Roper.
gonna look.
It's going to be cold.
Columbus, Ohio.
Let's go.
Lower.com.
Lower.com, AJ.
Are you going,
Yeah,
AJ,
yeah.
for USA?
USA.
You can even get a part of the I believe. I believe that. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. That could be you, dude.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show, Hour 3 on this Wednesday, January 26, 2022. Tonight, there'll be That's Hockey Talk at 8 p.m. at youtube.com/Hockey Talk. And at 7, the United States beat the fuck out of El Salvador in Columbus.
Hell yeah!
Big night of sports. We can't wait to chat about that tomorrow, obviously.
It is freezing, Pat. I know I'm cutting you off, but it is freezing here. They're playing a soccer game outdoors tonight.
Against El Salvador, which is
that's good for
very
us.
near the equator.
Yeah, it's pretty warm down there usually.
Advantage
Some home field
USA.
advantage.
Yeah, well, that's what we actually, as soon as Gumpy mentioned to us that there is a soccer game tonight, because we chatted during the break about how we are slowly creeping into that era of time of the year where we have to watch sports that, not normally watched by people. We love sports so much. We're interested because it is competition, but also when's football season start? Yeah. And tonight, we just assumed it would be hockey, which, by the way.
Well, guess what, boys? It is hockey night because that USA game is tomorrow night.
No!
All worked out. All worked out.
Wow,
I was kind of
excited.
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to that.
Now
Never
AJ
look
can
forward.
definitely go.
Yeah.
AJ, let's get out there.
I'm actually scheduled to go to the Ohio State women's game Thursday night, taking my daughter.
Scheduled.
She got tickets for Christmas from her aunt, and it happens to be this Thursday. Ohio
Send
State,
Axel
Michigan.
to
It's out of the year.
Big game.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're doing okay. You could probably buy your daughter some United States tickets.
Yeah.
Cool,
instead of
too.
just the gift from
Right.
the aunt. I mean, you wouldn't be dunking on your aunt, the auntie, whatever, however you pronounce
Is it
that.
Ohio State, Michigan? Is that why it's a big game?
Is it Ohio State, Michigan?
Yeah, Ohio State, Michigan.
Okay, I understand the United State of Ohio. That is bigger than the United States of America.
Fair enough.
Hey, you're a good dad of the year. Maybe somebody here should try to make it to that game, though. Obviously, Columbus isn't that far of a drive.
No.
Wow. Yeah,
And
come
it's
on,
USA
Gump.
Soccer.
Look at you, SeatGeek. I mean, get some tickets probably.
Come on, Gump. You can stay over, Gump.
Hey, there we go.
Whoever wants to lend me a car, I'm there.
Hey, all right. I mean, you can't use my car, unfortunately, because
Give him the Jeep.
I can't.
Get the Jeep out of the barn.
That Jeep ain't making it to Columbus, Ohio. Okay, that thing, you take one turn, it's woo. How you doing? We're sitting too high, but it's great to talk sports every single day. Especially, we need to appreciate and respect the fact that the NFL has its biggest couple weekends in front of us, and not that the entire season is somehow already behind us. I mean, championship weekend is amazing. It is going to be a celebration of sport. We will see who will be representing the NFC conference and the AFC conference. Will the Chiefs be able to go on an unprecedented run? They've been in the AFC championship game 4 times in a row, I believe, and that has never been done before, even by the Patriots.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think the Patriots, it would be like 3 and then miss and then for whatever case. I think I saw a meme. I saw a graphic on the internet. I remember it coming from somebody of importance. Well, maybe it was just maybe it was just Patrick Mahomes to start his entire career.
Yeah. Is it hosting 4 straight?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's hosting 4 straight. Whatever the case, the Chiefs are building their dynasty right in front of our eyes. And there was a clip yesterday out of Mic'd Up that explained that 13-second drive where Travis Kelce walks over to Patrick Mahomes and goes with Tyreek Hill. He goes, hey, 10, I'm going to run here. You just kind of go in and then set him up out. I'll be able to block it for you. Tyreek Hill, first completion, same exact thing that Travis Kelce said on the sideline to Patrick Mahomes. Timeout, they gain some yards. Then Travis Kelce saying, hey, if they give us that look, the seam is wide open or whatever. And then before the play, everybody hears, obviously now at this point, Mahomes looking, do it, Kels. And then he looks and goes, actually in the mic'd up, runs the seam, picks up the yardage, looks at the clock, gets down on purpose, calls a timeout. It's like, okay, so Travis Kelce's football IQ is on 100,000 trillion, next level. That is why he and Patrick Mahomes have such a good rapport, because they both are so incredibly intelligent. We're watching this dynasty happen. That's the type of intricacies that we don't hear about whenever we just say, oh, they're all so athletic. Oh, they're all playmakers or all that type of shit. In the game, on the field, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes having conversations without Andy Reid, without Bieniemy, just being like, hey, this is what we're going to do. Having the trust, the faith, and then the execution. That's a fucking hell of a team going.
I mean, that is gigantic. I think that was so awesome to see. That's why I love seeing these mic'd up. Like when that happens and you see, okay, this is like the most important play in the game to that point for them. If they don't convert that, they don't give them a chance to tie it up, they're not going to win this game. They go home packing. So to see it happen in real time, it's awesome, man. It shows like how important it is for the relationship of the quarterback and the rest of the receivers too, because they have to have ultimate trust that Kelce, like even on that play to Kelce, you saw Pat tried to throw it. He almost pumped a little bit because he wasn't ready yet. Kelce was still stemming the guy outside before he broke back inside up the seam. And then boom, Mahomes nails it. And Mahomes nails it right there. And it's just like, okay. And then I see everything afterwards and you see how they got to it. I'm like, man, if you're a coach, that's what you want. Like you want your team to take ownership. You want your players to take ownership of things. And when it means the most, like your big time guys step up.
And obviously, shout out to the coach, Andy Reid and Bieniemy and everybody over there, empowering the players to be allowed to do that, right? That's not able to happen in places. And
you don't want a lot of guys doing that. You don't want a lot of guys like, hey, I'll tell you what, he's playing me out here. I can just, whatever coach calls, don't worry about that. I got this.
I'm going to go off
You don't
script.
want that.
All right, you and me, we fucking do that. Fuck everybody. But
that's how picks happen.
Yeah,
that's how interceptions happen.
Miscommunications, and also whenever people miss people by like 20 yards, that's how that happens. So, but you think about when McPherson tells the backup quarterback, hey, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship before a kick. You hope that is the mindset in the free and the comfort of somebody that has to go in that situation. But in the biggest play of the season, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce being like, yeah, actually, not nervous at all. There's no nerves. It's not like their asses are tight and they're going to like lock up or whatever. It's actually like, yeah, that shit we drew up, let's actually do that. I love that thought, because the level of confidence that you have to be at there in your competitive edge to make that decision, as opposed to being scared of the moment, instead flipping the moment into a complete backyard football game, basically.
Yeah.
Like just fucking around. Literally like, hey, actually, let's just run. We practice all week, all season, this play, and it's probably drawn up for a reason to be what it is. But if they do what they did last time, I'd be an idiot not to just fucking do this. Much smaller degree, the onside kick to myself. having a coach that is like, hey, if you see something, go ahead and do it. Empowering, like very, very empowering. And there's a reason why the Chiefs can do that. It was awesome to watch. Those mic'd ups, AJ. You learn so much about the players, about the teams, and obviously they're edited to make people not look terrible aside from the ghosts. Aside from seeing ghosts that Sam Darnold had. But you can still pick out like, okay, there's levels. Who do you hate? Who do you think you would not get along with in those mic'd ups? Who seems to be a guy? And watching those two chit chat was fantastic.
How do they handle pressure?
Yes.
How do they handle pressure? That's what I like to see in that thing. In the biggest moments of the game, are they coming like speaking super fast and freaking out and trying to figure like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Here we go. All right, we're gonna lose. No, like they're super cool and calm. They've been there before, and they trust what the coaches have let them know and the little tips they've given them, and then they just go be their own guys and they freestyle a little bit when you can. It's not even freestyle. It's like, hey, Kelsey even said it. I ran to the open space. Like if they're doing that, they're playing me hard outside. The seam is open. I'm gonna run to the open space. That's what football is, trying to get the ball to your guys in space.
Well, that's what Troy Aikman was basically talking about with how the Dallas Cowboys attacked the Niners in that game. He said if they would have played Michael Irvin the way they were playing CeeDee Lamb, he would have had 10 catches by halftime. I'm going to throw the ball to where they're either bad or they ain't. That's old school mentality. Now everything's scheme and it's a chess game. We're setting up this to do this. And I assume Travis was setting up that seam route the entire game. Who knows if you're going to need it ever, but here it is. Let's go and make it happen. On the flip side, Patrick Mahomes and Joey Burrow, kind of similar mindsets, it feels like. Very young, big moments, have had success, and you don't even think they realize it. Like Joe Burrow and that team, we talked to Evan earlier, and Jamar Chase is just like, we're just trying to work or whatever. They don't have a clue. I don't think they even know how impossible it is to get to the stage that they are at, and to do it, hopefully, for Cincinnati on a regular basis, and Chiefs have been able to prove that. It's really fun to watch. We're very lucky, and I think we're going to learn a lot about the Cincy team this weekend. Mm-hmm. We think we know who the Chiefs team is already because this is their 4th straight AFC championship that they're hosting. I think is the accurate stat. It's something. They did break some sort of record. But this Cincy team, you could very easily see them with how many weapons they have on offense, with the way their defense is going. Maybe they have something to say about who's the dynasty in the AFC going with how young they are, how poised they are, how comfortable in the massive spotlight they all seem to be. It's a good time. It's a great weekend for football on the AFC side.
And teams like the Bengals and the Chiefs, probably the Chiefs will be around there. But with the Bills being young and very good, one of these, they're not going to be in the AFC Championship every single year because of how talented the AFC is and how young it is.
I don't think that's what. I don't think Joey Burrow's thinking that at all. No. Because he just saw the Patrick Mahomes 4 straight AFC championships, and it feels like the Burrow-led crew is like, that's us. Like we're it.
Yeah.
That's a great mentality to have. And not everybody can there's a lot of teams that can't get to that. There's a lot of teams that we're good, but we don't have 100% belief that we can go on.
Yeah, we hope to win. We're not expecting Joe Burrow's if they lose, that never crossed his mind. It feels like no, what do you mean? Of course I'm going to win. Just give me the ball.
And by the way, Joey Burrow, let's hope he doesn't.
Yeah,
9 sacks. We can't get 9.
His leg ripped off on.
He's going to have to get rid of the ball early a few times, no question.
See, that is always the conversation, and I assume that's why Joe isn't as loud, or his team isn't as loud. Whoever's team is, even though he's young, he gets hit a lot. And this is like with Andrew Luck. When Andrew Luck was getting hit a lot, there's always the immediate follow-up. Well, he needs to throw the ball earlier then. If he doesn't want to get hit, get rid of the ball or whatever the case is. There's probably a fine balance in there, and we've seen him mic'd up with Joey Burrow where he said, I'm tired of getting hit by you guys. I'm not doing that anymore. 9 sacks, still getting a win. Unbelievable grit, unbelievable confidence. And I like watching Joey Burrow. He was calling plays, they said. Yeah. There was a portion of the game where his
headset went out.
Yeah, the communications weren't working in the entire stadium, I guess. So Joe Burrow was just like, all right, fuck it, I'll call it. And that's what I think everybody's so impressed with him. Because Patrick Mahomes, I think it was after he won the Super Bowl or it was after his second big game appearance, he went on the barbershop and he said, I was just starting to understand defenses about halfway through this last season or whatever. And it was like a year and a half, 2 years in or whatever. And everyone's like, oh shit, he's just starting to figure it out. They're only going to go. Watching Joe pre-snap almost, he looks like a guy who's been in the year, 10 years, He looks like he has that type of brain to be able to process everything going on. He's a throwback almost at the quarterback position in the modern day that we're in.
He's definitely like a guy that I think the whole team looks to and they know, hey, this dude, he might be the toughest guy on the squad. And they respect that and they love that and how competitive he is. And yeah, he grew up, he's coach's kid, the old quarterback that grew up a coach's kid, so he's super smart, has a really high football IQ, and he's doing what he did at LSU. When you watch that magical last season he had at LSU, I feel like we're watching this a very, very similar thing. Like, this dude is in complete control, and he's going to dictate to you what he wants to do. Like, he's not going to let you dictate to him.
At LSU and in college in general, and Mac Jones showcased this at Alabama, if you run a little bit of a complex offense with motions where you automatically get a tell on what the defense is, if you have a quarterback that can process that and immediately know what the best option is, you are light years ahead of the game, I think, in college football. I might be wrong, but Joe was able to do that. Well, Joe only got better as the year went on because he was seeing more defenses and figuring him out quicker. Mac Jones with that Sarkisian offense, they would go in motion. Mac would just look, okay, this is the easiest thing ever, and people are just wide open. Boom, boom, boom. That's that next level brain that I think more people should be looking for whenever trying to figure out their quarterback, but I don't think Joe Burrows or Mac Jones just grow on trees, although they do appear to be similar in ages. Speaking of people that don't grow on trees, this dude is the fucking tree.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
All right, this guy, they call him the Almighty. Massive.
Huge.
Seen this human being in person and said, holy shit, I thought the camera added 70 pounds of muscle. It did not. This dude is bigger in real life than you see on TV. This weekend at Royal Rumble in St. Louis, 8 o'clock Eastern, only on the Peacock. He will fight against, maybe the baddest human to ever exist, Brock Lesnar. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, Bobby!
Bobby, what's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, dude? Sorry you can't fit into the screen, Sorry you can't fit in the screen. Sure. How you doing, bro?
I'm trying. You guys a little bitty screen. Let me move it back.
Okay, yeah. And then, by the way, thank you for wearing sleeves. That was very nice of you. I told the boys after the first time I saw you backstage at a pay-per-view, I said, hey, he is bigger than he looks on TV somehow. Have you always just been this massively muscular person? Have you been a bodybuilder, a weight trainer? And has this just been your entire life? You know no different?
No, it's just training. I don't really train to put on size. I don't train to put on weight or anything like that. I've just always been training. I took to it when I was young, and through wrestling and then just through fighting, I've always done strength conditioning. So it's just something that I fell in love with. It's like my therapy.
Nice. How do you feel now, like with everything that you've done and so much violence that you have been a part of? Like, how does your body feel now working out compared to maybe 20 years ago?
It actually feels good, because I always say this. When I was younger, I used to do this much work and do this much rehab. Now it just kind of, it changes. So I do work out, but I work out smarter and I work out shorter. And I try to do a lot of stuff for recovery mainly now. So it's just figuring yourself out and staying within what you need to do. And the best thing for me is I want to feel good. I want to feel healthy. So I never work out to the point where I'm too sore or I feel broken up or anything like that. I make sure to recover.
Bobby, listen, I don't know you that well. Obviously, I'm not a person you would ever go to for guidance. You should not be working out less when you're going to fight Brock Lesnar. Bobby, this is a big-time Saturday night. I know.
Shots fired.
No!
You're attacking me again.
No! This is not an attack.
Yes, that sounded like a very underhanded attack.
No, this is a compliment. This is a, hey, Bobby, trying to be a friend.
It was an attack.
No, it wasn't, AJ. Don't listen to him. Don't let him tear us up, Bobby, okay?
I don't know. It seemed like it seemed a little backhanded.
No, this is just, hey, potential friend to friend here, okay? Brock Lesnar,
okay.
Whenever you're staring at Brock Lesnar, because you have fought in the octagon, had a lot of success in mixed martial arts. Obviously, you've been a champion in WWE. Brock has done the same thing, UFC champion, WWE. It's really you two looking at each other almost, the only two people that can really have certain conversations with each other. Do you experience that when you're looking at him? And I had him point a chair at me one time, and I shit my pants. Have you ever done that? Or have you not done that whenever you're staring at Brock Lesnar?
See, at the beginning, it seemed like okay, and then you ended with a little bit of backhanded comment.
No!
Did I shit when I was staring at Brock? That's what you said. Everything else was okay. But then at the end, you kind of threw that little... You keep doing this.
No, Bobby, this is me saying this is my personal experience. I pooped my pants. He was holding a chair.
So you're asking me if I get scared when I look at Brock.
I guess it did kind of come out that way. Yeah, yeah. Do you?
It did kind of. No, absolutely not.
Okay. I think you should.
Absolutely not.
I don't think you should.
Hey, look,
but
this is the thing. This is the thing. If you want to look at it, because I know you're defending your SmackDown boys, but anyway, when you're looking at it, I've been the one. You can look at countless interviews where, hey, are you and Brock going to wrestle? Yeah. Are you and Brock going to fight? Yeah. I'll be willing to do either one. Show me one time that he's ever said, I'll fight him. Because it's not like people haven't asked about it. And you know everyone's been asking about it for what, the past 15, 16 years?
Yeah.
You could find countless times that I said yes. Not one did he say yes to.
Okay, well, I should have done more research, obviously, and I was just speaking from my experience and looking at it.
I got a question for you.
Oh, no.
How many push-ups did you do? How many push-ups?
Okay.
What'd you get to?
So I actually told my wife about this. I said, this is going to come up at some point in the conversation. Every pay-per-view, I obviously, when I see Bobby, I go, holy shit, have you gotten stronger? I said, what should I do? I'm going to get yoked up. And he gave me this push-up challenge, basically. Okay, do one, start a clock, do one push-up in the first minute, wait until the second minute, do 2 in the second minute, do 3 in the third minute, 4 in the fourth. And he said, you should start feeling it around like 27, I think you said. I said, Bobby, I ain't fucking making it to 10. I ain't making it to 10. But I did delay starting that for a while. I want to let you know I'm in it right now. I'm in the middle of it right now. I'm doing it at the house.
Yeah, you're okay.
Is that the type
the second time when I saw you, I was like, I'm going to explain it to him again because maybe he doesn't understand what I said as far as like doing the workout. So this is why he didn't do it. But now that you clearly explained it to all of us, you understand what I'm saying. You just don't want to do it.
No, I think about it every morning. I'm saying, what would Bobby Lashley? WWBLD. Boom. Okay, I had an entire wristband on. I was like, you know what? WWBLD, and I delayed it. Is that the type of workouts you do nowadays, though? Body weight stuff, training stuff? How about in the ring? How much in-ring training do you do? Do you feel like you're continuing to get better in there? Is it like you have wisdom now because you've been in the game so long? What does a week-to-week look like, especially now, fight week, coming up on Saturday, Royal Rumble?
Well, as far as my training, I kind of do the same style training. I try to keep it consistent, whether I'm fighting and everything. Because wrestling, as you know now, because you've been in the ring, which was quite impressive, I do give you credit for.
That was a compliment. Thank you. That was your friend stuff.
See how it is? Nothing backhanded after it. I just left it at that.
That's on me. I'll learn something. I'll learn something there.
But it's there's different styles, and I think the most important thing is Roman's the best in the game right now because he's the best storyteller. He has an incredible character. He sticks to his character, and he makes he makes everything that he does mean more. So as you go on in your career, when you're young, you want to throw everything out there. When you start getting to the point of really just understanding what it's kind of about, mine is I'm mean. So I throw a few mean things in there, like the whiplash when I sling the guy against the pole and everything like that. That's just dirty and that's mean.
Yeah.
And that's so as I've gotten further in my career, I just think of things to make my character better, not just another cool move that I can throw out there.
Okay. So
do you have any?
Yeah, go ahead, AJ. Sorry.
Now, do you have any wrestlers or anyone that maybe like that are retired now that you may have taken some things from, or you watch them try to emulate what they do, or that you're just a big fan of?
Yeah, well, there's so many people. Before when I was going through, I was thinking like Farouk, because I was doing like the Dominator. I was doing a lot of different moves that he was doing, like the single arm spine buster, and
it's the Nation of Domination.
But then after that, I kind of went through looking at some guys, not so much moves. It's more of how they almost like set up their move, how they their swag, their ego, their whatever after they do a move, because that's what means the most. Because like when you're in there, you do a move, boom, 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 the crowd's there, but the minute you stop and then you look up, then they give you something back. So it's just a different way of doing the game. As far as the fight thing, I'm pretty positive or confident in myself in a straight fight against anybody on either roster, even the SmackDown roster.
What
even
about
everybody on the SmackDown roster? So I feel pretty confident about that. So
what about at the commentary tables, dude?
Stories behind it.
What about at the
commentary table? I'll smash. Get the roster. Go to the commentary table.
Yeah. It's obviously watching you work in person, I think is, something people should do because of the just in the way you can move and fly around. You've been in wrestling now a long time. How long has it been? What is this year? Because you and Brock both have been around a long time, I feel like.
Yeah. I got my contract. I started in 2004. And then I was in OVW. Went to OVW for about a year and a half, and then I was on the main roster, SmackDown.
Were you a fan? I remember a story about you stopping a bank robbery in the middle of Olympic trials or something, not being able to do that. And then I think Briscoe called you for wrestling to get into it. But did you ever expect this as a kid that you would get into it? And is that why you continue to learn and evolve through 17 years of this thing?
Well, no, when I was a kid, everybody has a wrestling story. So when I was growing up, of course, when I was in Germany, I would watch it. Knew all the characters growing up.
Guten Tag? Guten Tag? Why were you in Germany?
My dad was in the Army, so we were stationed out there for
Hua?
4 years.
Tell him thank you for his service. Guten Tag out there, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I never thought that.
Hey, you were in the Army? Somebody just dropped in my ear. You were in the Army?
Yes, I was.
Hey, thank you for your service.
I'm proud. You being nice. You're being nice.
Well, I hope you're the first one off the fucking bus, at least. I hope if you were in the Army, I hope you were the one that we at least sent out first. I appreciate your service and your father's service. I'm sorry for interrupting. You were in Germany as a child, though. That at least deserves a little bit of an explanation.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Afterwards, when I was growing up, I would always. There were certain professions that you saw and you enjoyed, but you never said, I'm going to be there. So I never thought that I was going to be a professional wrestler. I did amateur wrestle, and I took to amateur wrestling and I loved it. And I did it forever. And that was everything that my sights were focused on. But outside of that, I thought the basic things, of course, I wanted to be in an NFL because that was something that every kid wished on and dreamed to be. Oh yeah.
Were you going to be a punter? Yeah. What was the position? Growing up in Germany, you could kick the ball far.
I had a great 40. I'm very quick, very athletic, so I was going to be a punter.
That's right. Wow. Love that, Bob. Very athletic, very physical, very smart, obviously, handsome, all those things, yeah. So you were just a freak athlete forever, huh? Very quickly being able to pick up the sports?
Yeah, I felt, you could say freak athlete, but then it was something that I just enjoyed doing it. And then after I got to a certain point, it was something that I just trained for just religiously. It was something that, just like somebody would wake up and brush their teeth, working out was a staple of my day all the time.
Hey, that's that great jaw-having guy over there. Mm-hmm. He is in the morning and night. I don't have that, Bobby. That's why that push-up thing didn't start forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why it never started. Hey, go ahead.
I said to each his own. I mean, if it's not that, it's something else. Because when I started boxing, I took to boxing the same way. So it was just something. I like more physical things to educate myself on and learn and get better. But boxing to me, it's a sweet science. Learning boxing, being able to teach it back. Same thing with jiu-jitsu. You're learning. So I enjoy things like that. But the physical aspect is something that's very important to me.
Hey, Bobby, so what's going to happen when you finally do get in there with Brock Saturday? Pat, first off, I hope you smash the commentator's table before you get in there, maybe afterwards. Smash the table, do something, rip the monitors, do whatever you got to do. But what happens when you get in there with Brock?
Well, Jesus. Yeah. No reason to do that.
Well, I can tell you this. When I make him tap, I'm going to turn to Pat. Oh. And I might have Pat come to the ring and raise my hand.
No. I won't be out there.
That's what you should do.
And then smash Pat.
You should wrap it around my waist.
No. Listen. I'm not a Raw guy. All right, I'm not going to be out there. I'll be watching right at home or in the back, just like everybody else. All right, don't bring you.
If you're in the back, you can run out there.
No, Vince
If
won't
you
let me
won't
do
go,
that.
why?
No, Vince won't let me do that. Vince McMahon would never let me do that. Why would I take away from the champion? A brand new champion. Come on. I want to do that in a brand new champion. But I understand what you're saying. I will see whatever happens out there. You know.
Yeah. I mean, but there's so much hype into the match. I think that it's one of those matches that people want to see us in a couple of different areas. They want to see us wrestle against each other. They want to see us fight against each other. They want to see us pro wrestle against each other. So since we are fortunate enough to do it in a wrestling ring, I think we give them a little bit of everything.
Are you trying to end this thing quick, or like, hey, if this gets into the deeper rounds, that's probably where the human Viking still is a little bit better? Or is that where you get better? Is later in the match, like, we're trying to end this thing quick, or what's going on in there? You think?
No, I think with a fight like this, it could end quick. It can end. It could be something that drags on for day and night. It's one of those ones that I'm prepared for either, and I kind of welcome either. Of course, if I go down and just drop them at the beginning and turn to you, and then you come run and put that title on, that will be a great feeling, and I would love that.
I'll be in the back.
But then at the same time, if it's one of those things where you just see, that Superman get a piece of that kryptonite and just start getting weaker and weaker, and Brock getting weaker and weaker, and then I slap the hurt lock in him as he's completely broke down. Wow. That'd be one of those things that you guys would be in the back crying about in SmackDown.
Whoa!
Bobby beat our hero.
All right, listen. Our hero did come out.
Raise my hand.
No. Our hero did come out with a cowboy hat on the other night. Uh-huh. He looks like he's ready. He's in fighting shape right now, Bobby. Okay, I don't know.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He looked. Yeah. Brock's been training too. He's over here laughing to make it seem like it's going to be just a fun match, but he's training. You can tell he's training.
Oh yeah, this is. We heard the other night. Brock told a knock joke.
Oh yeah, he did.
Did you hear the knock joke?
If he didn't, it's irrelevant. We don't need to say anything about it.
Oh, so we shouldn't inform the people what
you want to. You want to. Go ahead. Go. Let's tell him, because here's a little backhanded jab.
No.
If you hear it, you might as well tell him.
No. So Brock,
but I'll tell you this. I'm gonna make money off of that because I got the T-shirts coming.
Hey, that's good business. That's good business. We respect it.
Yeah, right.
Brock, not normally a talker. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
Brock is just he comes out, he does his thing. Paul Heyman, the advocate, normally the speaker for him. Brock, fresh off a Saskatchewan farm, right back into the business. He's doing a lot more talk. Told a knock joke. It hit.
Wow.
I mean, it hit.
Brought the house down.
I will not deliver it because I am not Brock Lesnar, but it did go knock.
Who's there?
Bobby.
Bobby who?
Exactly.
Whoa!
I didn't say that. That was Brock. That wasn't me.
Dismiss me.
That wasn't me.
I know. I'm gonna get that Pat McAfee kind of money off of these T-shirts.
Oh, go ahead, Ty.
Bobby, outside of Brock, when you look at the roster, is there anyone who you think like, oh, you know what? I wouldn't mind smacking this guy in the mouth. This guy needs some comeuppance, and I'd like to be the one to deliver it. Can you get into those games, or do you kind of just have to focus on what's ahead of you on Saturday night?
I focus it on just what's ahead of me, because right now, and I gotta give credit to the roster. It's like I think we have one of the most talented rosters in history. If you look down the line of the roster, there are so many guys that may not be at the top, but they have the potential to be. I mean, you're talking about guys all the way down that you don't even think of, like a Ricochet. If that kid gets on a roll, he's exciting. He would be a force to reckon with, and he'd be selling out arenas because of how entertaining he is. But then you have guys like
shout out SmackDown, by the way. Shout out SmackDown.
But he started out on Raw, and that's how he became the way he is. But anyway, and then there was guys on. There's guys like Riddle, Damian Priest, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
Raw.
Yeah, but KO and Seth.
Come on.
KO and Seth just came over on SmackDown. Neither here nor there, but you're right. There's so many.
The ratings.
There's so many talented. I mean, we're okay with helping ratings. Okay, on Fridays. I don't know about on Mondays, but on Fridays we're okay with whoever doing whatever. I mean, and I do not want to speak for Fridays, by the way. I should not be, but in this particular case, I feel like I do have to, put on. But whenever you're talking about being the marquee, right? That's what this weekend you and Brock are. Obviously, Roman's always going to be up there, and there's that whole thing kind of takes place with Seth Rollins. I mean, but being in the marquee is a big deal. And we just looked up your stats. We should have done this earlier. You're 15-2 in your MMA career. You start in 2004 at OVW because of a gunshot wound stopping a bank robbery that leads you into the business. Now you're in the marquee here 17 years later. What does the future look like? What does the future look like for you? Do you continue to ascend? Do you continue to do your thing? And have you even thought about that?
I'm a here and now kind of guy. Right now, I was just talking to a bunch of my buddies, and one of them just happens to be a fan of yours, but I changed all that in his mind. But
what's that all about? What's that all about? What's that all about?
Every once in a while, I got to throw one back.
I understand.
Every once in a while.
Listen, when I get to 27, all right, I'm done.
But reality, I said Pat's a really cool dude because I was telling him about that I had an interview with you, and I was like, no, he's a real cool dude. I see him in the locker room all the time. We talk. So you see how I am.
See, hey, you're a good guy. Good luck this week. I genuinely want you to do well this weekend, man. Mm-hmm. That was fun. Look at us.
You want me to win?
What's that?
You want me to win?
Yeah, I want everybody to be stern but fair. I want to have a nice fair fight out there. I just want to see everybody bring their best stuff. Yeah, just everybody bring their best stuff.
Can't even say yes.
What's that?
That hurts my feelings.
No, Bobby, of course.
Bobby, come on.
Bobby. We had the whole hula thing earlier. Yeah. Bobby.
Yes, no, maybe so. It's all the same.
No, I'm non-biased. I'm non-biased. That's my job as a commentator.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to track down those text messages. Whoa. Not text messages, but those tweets that you made that were kind of like Survivor Series. Oh. But anyway, so you asked me. Yeah, you're right. You asked me about things that I want to accomplish afterwards. I mean, it's WrestleMania is always big. I want to have those WrestleMania moments, as many as I can, before I do retire. I had a one-on-one with Roman. I beat Roman. He beat me. But Roman's just transcended the damn business right now. He's at a whole nother level, which is good to see. I would love to be able to get in a good feud with him.
Bobby.
Me and Drew still have finished business.
Bobby, you get into a feud with Roman, you're going to hate the things that are going to come out of my mouth. Yeah. We're going to have to not see.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
At least, I actually do want to now because now you can pull it off and I can find out how you really feel about me. Because you've been holding back a little bit. It's kind of like these little backhanded things.
No!
What? And you have a little protection. And then I had to do it. No. We'll see the true feelings.
Hey, Bobby, listen. You and MVP, come on over to Friday nights. Oh, it'll be awesome. I mean, what a good time that'll be. I mean, it'll be so much fun.
You know what would have been cool if we would have been able to run a Hurt business against the Bloodline.
Yeah, and then they broke up the Hurt business, right? Didn't you guys break? What did that come out of nowhere for you? Did you guys expect that? Was that understood? What happened there? You think?
It came out of nowhere, but you know how it is, and Vince. It's like sometimes you don't always see what Vince's vision is, but ultimately he has a reason for it. And instead of trying to fight it, you got to kind of understand where he's coming from. Is there a chance that the Hurt business can come back together? You never know. Could. And that's not a spoiler or anything like that. I'm just saying anything can happen in this business. There's always things that change. There's things that pull you apart. There's things that bring you together. So I'm not opposed to anything right now. As you can see with the things that I've done since I've been back, I'm pretty much okay, let's make it happen kind of guy. But
there's been some storylines out there. Yeah. Some story. Let's make it happen.
But I'm like I always say this, man. I'm living a dream in this wrestling business, and you know how it is when you get in that ring, crowd, it's a blast, man. So me moving forward, having the match with Brock, I hope we get to do a lot more with each other. Roman, Seth, Kevin. I would even revisit old feuds that I had before because I've changed in the business and other people have changed in the business. So I'm just excited about everything right now, man. I think that right now I'm blessed. I'm happy to be in the position that I am, and I just want to keep everything rolling. So,
well, you're crushing it.
Everything's great.
You're crushing it, man. We appreciate you stopping by. Probably smart, by the way. You're wrestling Brock Lesnar to think about having the Hurt Business back.
Yeah, genius.
You know, I'm not saying because you need it, obviously. I'm just saying this is good strategery. This is good.
Oh, yeah.
This is great strategery. I had AJ with me whenever I went down there to beat up Adam Cole. You know, it's just these are things, you know, if you're going to go, just something to think about.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
What's that all about? You don't need it, though. You don't need that to happen.
I don't need it. You gotta stop doubting me, man.
I'm not. Listen, this is we're talking about.
You just you know how bad I am. You just don't want to accept it. I'm a bad man. I'm very nice. I put a smile on my face, but I'm dangerous.
Yeah, you are.
Very.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, you're a badass.
Hey, the smile is just part of it.
Hey, I'm going to stay away from you on Saturday. All right, just because I think that's probably good for my health, and also I don't want to be floating any potential in your eyes. You know, any negativity.
Sure.
No, I'm super positive, guys. You're super complimentary. I can't wait to see you work on Saturday night. Only available on the Peacock Royal Rumble, a once-in-a-lifetime event. Happens on Saturday.
It's going to be great.
Are you working out today or no? I think we should maybe do 2 days today. Brock's waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, smart.
I'm going to work out again.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Lashley. Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah. While you're here, let's make that commitment. Next time we talk, so Saturday, what's today? Wednesday? So you got a few days. Do the push-ups, and let's see what you get up to. See where you got.
Okay, I'll do it.
What's the number?
I'll give it a go. Either today or tomorrow or Friday. I'll give it a go. I will for sure give it a go.
Yeah, whatever you make it to is what you make it to. That's where we start the goal.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you being super positive, but you know I'm going to fail mightily, and I probably won't even be able to move my arms on Saturday. Are you trying to weaken me?
Whoa,
are you trying to weaken me for Saturday?
Whoa.
Is that what we're trying to do? I'm not doing anything. Right. I'm not doing anything. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Lashley. Thank you, Bobby. He's always so nice to me.
Is that the nicest guy in the world?
Yeah. He's always been very nice to me. Like very cool, very professional, very upbeat. I mean, just so happens to be in a feud right now with a guy that we'd send to fight.
What are you gonna do?
Intergalactic Wars, dude.
I'd send them both. It'd be a package deal.
No, I agree. Yeah, if it's a twofer,
tag team.
Yeah, if they're asking for and the two are gonna have to go on the same page or whatever. But they are both like the reason why it's so good, and I assume, you know, Vince probably had this fight in mind at some point when he broke up the Hurt Business, which was a group that Bobby Lashley was a part of. Probably like, hey, we need Bobby to go ahead and go on a run here so we can get him and Brock because they're both successful in mixed martial arts. Now, he fought at Bellator and Strikeforce, 15-2. Olympic level wrestler, just like Brock. Brock fought in the UFC, became the champion, Olympic level wrestler, and obviously been around the WWE a long time. It's like a dream matchup almost. Happens on Saturday. Can't wait to see what they do. You're talking a lot of meat, though, AJ. Lot of meat on those dudes.
I mean, Bobby Lashley, I've known about him forever. Like, he's always been so jacked, so big. And it's cool to see how well-spoken, how nice of a guy he actually is.
Yeah, he was a sergeant in the Army. We should have known that going in. Put that tail of the tape back up. Look at the ears, okay? Look at the ears. This is classic old school. Yeah. Before you could just Google people to find out if they're badass or not, you would just take a look at their ear and be like, oh, these people have gone through so much punishment to get to the point that they're at. That ear has to hurt so bad to get to the point that it is. It's a badge of honor, I think, for the dudes that don't earn it. And it's also a big warning sign that you should not accidentally bump into said person when you're maybe drunk.
Yeah, don't fuck with that guy.
There's two of those guys right there. Both of them 6'3", 270. What?
Jeez.
What? I mean, they move, you know what I mean?
Bounce around.
Hey, Bobby would have been a good punter. All right, let's get to a break. We'll be back in 4 minutes, wrapping up this show.
Scariest punter alive. Can you imagine him tracking? He's going to punt and sprint down the field trying to get the returner.
Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. You know what I
Are you
mean?
saying that you are more physically imposing than Bobby Lashley?
Listen, I'm not talking about physically imposing. All right, I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about 24 tackles, though.
Talking about scary part.
I agree. You were a headhunter. You killed people. You were smoked people.
Now, granted, you had 31 tackles in one game twice. I had 24 tackles in my entire career. But still.
He's supposed to make tackles.
Yeah.
You're not.
It's his position.
I wouldn't have been able to.
True.
I wouldn't have been able to do what you. And I know everybody says like your body would get used to it and you build up the callus or whatever. Every time I made a tackle, I was sore for at least 72 hours. At least. I mean, it wasn't even. Next day, I'm sitting in the cold tub. You know, normally I just stand for the legs. Next day, you see me sitting in the cold tub, whole body. Like, are you all right? I'm like, I think so. I don't know if I'm playing next week. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to punt a ball. And then by like Wednesday, Thursday, it's like, all right, are my ribs back in place? Let's hope that doesn't happen. And that year we won 2-14. I think I had like 11 tackles or something like that. So we could have lost worse, is what I'm saying. That year we were very bad. All those are touchdowns. I was such a delicate flower all year. I mean, I don't know how you guys did it. And I guess you guys just built up numbness and no feelings, and your body just can take it. Mine cannot. I'm not built that way.
It's true. Your body absolutely gets used to it.
Mine did not, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. If you did it more, it would.
That first day of training camp, you guys are all sore bodies?
Terrible. Feel terrible the first week of camp, usually.
Okay, so everybody puts on like they're not. Though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I respect that. You kind of have to act, I guess, like you're not sore. I'm happy to hear you guys are all humans, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's like after my wrestling match, I couldn't get up
Right.
bed.
Mhm.
Wow.
So I texted some other people that wrestle. I'm like, hey, am I supposed to be as sore as I am right now? And they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna be sore for a while. I'm like, is this what your guys' life is? They're like, I mean, it'll die down a little bit, but yeah, we're basically sore all day, every day. I'm like, good on you.
Wow.
Good on you.
After that second one, there's a chance. I mean, your whole back was going to be in a brace.
We were worried his fucking neck broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? The T.
Yeah, T2 vertebrae.
All right, we're back in 4 minutes. We'll answer some phone calls. Big thanks to Bobby Lashley joining us here just days before the Royal Rumble in St. Louis. That should be an electrifying evening.
Oh, yeah. Pumped.
In my bingo card, I do have Brock getting a win.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to say that to Bobby because, he asked me right there. And he is scary as fuck.
Yes.
And I told him no, but I do think Brock's going to win that one.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you picking Bobby Lashley?
I think I might be leaning Lashley now.
No.
Yeah. He's locked in. We just talked to him. He's about to work out for the second time today.
I feel bad picking.
Say hello to a
so
Tuesday
nice.
on Brock.
Yeah.
Working out for a second time. What do we even?
Bobby's a sergeant in the army. I support the troops. I ain't going against the troops.
True.
Oh my God. That puts us in a
Holy
Yeah. Good luck, boys.
All right, we're
It's
back.
true. Gumpy didn't clap for Bobby.
Whoa.
What?
Doesn't support the military.
Come
academies.
on.
Well, Gumpy,
on.
you have to study for that test.
We're back in 4 minutes. All right, we'll answer some phone calls. There's some stuff going on around the NFL that we have to talk about. Obviously, we've chatted about the numerous headlines, but there was a Real Sports with Brian Gumbel with with Antonio Brown that's worth a watch, and we'll talk about it on the other side. This is the Pat McAfee Show. You know what my life consisted of yesterday after that game ended?
What's that?
Bunch of fucking clown emojis with mustaches burying me.
Oh, no.
I mean, burying. There's a bunch of, it was nonstop, same emoji. Sorry, last one. Maybe, says Penny's thoughts. Just abs fire, Balky. There's another one. I'm here for this douche's meltdowns. A clown. Teal Tomahawk. And then Clown, back and put respect on Jag's name when you talk about, because they're Colts kryptonite since the top 3 quarterback retired. AKA, man, y'all motherfuckers got the first pick in the draft again. Ain't nobody putting respect on you. You're not putting respect on your teams. Have you got a clown as your fucking emoji? But this is what I actually kiss our teal asses. Good morning, Pat McAfee Show. Just a reminder, the Colts will not be in the playoffs. Matt Hole!
Come on, Matt.
This team has not been in the playoffs.
Come on.
And he is just and right in sending this to me. This clown is right.
Uh-huh.
Because what happened yesterday, after that game yesterday, and then it's not just.
Oh, my God.
By the way, it's not just clowns on the internet or on Clown Town, Duval County.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
this whole thing has kind of crept into our group text messages.
Absolutely.
So our group text messages this morning, as we're getting ready for the show, lots happening. A lot of coaches were fired.
Yeah.
Flores, he won 8 of the last 9 games. See you later. Nagy, Zimmer, Fangio. I'm talking, there's a lot of big-time news happening around the NFL that maybe we could talk about instead of the Colts thing, but no. Even in the group text, they just sent this over like 20 minutes ago. A perfect QBR, 100.
Okay.
Average QBR, 50.
Makes sense.
So it's not like grades. Average would be 70s, you know,
right.
70s or whatever. In the NFL quarterback QBR, 50 is the average. In a play-in game, okay, which I didn't know it was. I assume they did.
Yeah, I would guess they did.
Maybe.
And last week, by the way, against the Raiders was as well, I guess.
Right.
I mean, and how's your family? What a fucking win. We will talk about that.
Yeah.
Because Staley's ended up on the side of a stat that isn't that great, but it'll be ignored because the greater stats say something different. Whatever.
Stat that.
That was actual. They're not like your bullshit.
Well, I still think mine are.
In a playing game against the worst team in football, number one pick again.
Yep.
Carson Wentz posted a QBR of 4.4. What are we doing?
Yikes.
Is that a real number?
I don't know where the 4.4 came from, to be honest, after watching.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there was a completion or two out there, but what the fuck happened?
Hello, my name is Evan Fox, and I am a Lions fan.
Foxy loses.
Biggest joke of a franchise ever, dude. Your team blows.
Lions fucking stink.
Oh, shut up, Fox. Lions fucking stink.
The Lions fucking stink, Foxy. Get out of town.
Get out of here with that Lions bullshit, Foxy.
Lions fucking stink, bro.
Foxy, dude. Download FanDuel Sportsbook. The Lions are 11-6 against the spread.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here, wrapping up hour 3 on this Wednesday, January 26, 2022. Wednesdays are always days that, you know, in the season, it's a tough day, so we naturally try to set it up differently than the other days of the week.
Yeah.
Today's been a lot of great chatter, a lot of good conversation. I had Evan McPherson in the first hour, basically chatting about his confidence and why he is the way he is, how he is the way he is, what the locker room in Cincinnati is like. Feels like that's a young, you know, full of moxie squad.
Oh, yeah.
That is easy to get behind. His jerseys are sold out. It's easy to see why. 4 game winners in his rookie season, including one from 52 in Tennessee to send them to the AFC Championship, in which he called his shot. What a legend. I love that dude. I absolutely love that guy. Then we had EA on. EA, Erin Andrews. She sounds like, you know, somebody that's in the know. Tom's
done.
Seems like Tom's potentially calling it. That's what we got out of that interview. And also the Calm Dahn podcast will continue. She doesn't know what's happening with Aaron Rodgers, but it feels like she's thinking maybe his time in Green Bay is maybe done. It sure sounded like that, don't you think?
That's what you got out of that?
Is that
I didn't take it that way at all.
Oh, okay. So there's a little, obviously, miscommunication there, misunderstanding about it was. And then Bobby Lashley just joined us to talk about his fight that he's walking into confidently somehow against Brock Lesnar this week. I mean, it's been a hell of a day, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, it has. Don't we have Chuck as well coming on?
Chuck's going to come tomorrow. He's actually, Chuck.
Skiing?
No, complete opposite. Chuck's now on a beach somewhere.
Wow. Chuck has figured it out, man.
Chuck,
I love Chuck.
I am so happy for Chuck and Tina. Yeah, I'll get a text out of nowhere, and it's just a picture of him in some random background city environment having the time of his life. He's like, I think Wi-Fi is good here, okay? That's what he sends back. And I'm like, all right, you got it. So we'll talk to him tomorrow because we were loaded today. So Chuck is always good for a good conversation. Push him to tomorrow. Also, championship weekend. He's been a part of that. Excited for that convo. What we do need to talk about is, Antonio Brown, his lawyer, in Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel?
Yes.
Bryant Gumbel. Now, Bryant Gumbel is sitting in a room, and he is talking to a television that is very 4K. It looked very, very nice. And on the other end is Antonio Brown wearing a Limitless hat on top of his hair with a sport coat, turtleneck, and an incredible-looking Cuban link chain that is just popping. 2 hearings, and then his lawyer right next to him, who we had never heard of, but I assume he's going to get more jobs after his performance on Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. They are filing a grievance and I think a lawsuit against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I don't know what the entire lawsuit is. The entire piece on Real Sports was like 8 minutes or so. We watched it. He didn't dive into all the details with all the money and how much they're suing for, but it is a whole lot of money. Whole lot of money. Which is an AB song, and he got it in there like 3 times. It was awesome. He was asked about his mental health, and he said he has mental wealth. You know, he's confident, he's comfortable. He said that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offered to pay him $200,000 to go to a crazy house, which then led to some follow-up questions, and also the incredible supplement. Personal experience. The incredible anti-inflammatory agent that I used in the NFL called Toradol. When I had a dislocated kneecap, I was able to get through a game. When I had a torn meniscus or an MCL or whatever happening, Toradol, I honestly believe that every single human in the NFL was using it at one point. That is apparently not true because in Green Bay, they do not allow it. But this is so big, it was a part of the CBA negotiations where the NFL was grandstanding on player health and safety, and new studies were coming out that this Toradol was terrible. They said, we're going to ban Toradol. And the NFLPA was like, yeah, for the good of health and safety, with the studies we have, get rid of Toradol. And then everybody in the NFL was like, do not get rid of Toradol. All the veterans that are above whatever age, they were talking about how the Bucs shot up Antonio Brown with Toradol numerous times for him to play. I assume that is you have to agree to it type standpoint. Toradol, in the past, I don't know what it is now, was used on a lot of people, but there's a lot of grievances being filed right now from Antonio Brown's team. And watching that interview was very interesting. I mean, there was a couple, tell him. Antonio Brown was telling the lawyer, tell him, like, because Antonio Brown thought he wasn't being believed. He had an incredible, his smile.
Yeah, he was Jesus.
He was, I mean, it was must-see TV. How do you think that ends up, and what do you think about Antonio Brown's thoughts on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, AJ?
Well, everything going on with Antonio Brown is just so fascinating to me. Like, everything he does is his lawyer sitting there going toe-to-toe with Bryant Gumbel. I know it kind of stopped Bryant for a second when he said, they offered me $200K to kind of go away, or go to a crazy house. That's when Bryant was like, hold on, wait, what happened? And they tried to explain it a little bit. I feel like the Bucs are obviously going to have some kind of rebuttal to this, because there's a lot of different legal things going on here that he's claiming. And I wonder also, did the Bucs make their guys sign off on that waiver for Toradol? Like I said, when I went to Cincinnati, that was the first year, my 10th year in the league, to where they had to, everyone, if you wanted to get Toradol, you could get it, but you had to sign off on a waiver beforehand, before the year started.
By the way, this is what my hand would have done. Where is it?
Yeah. Show me. That's what everybody did. Yeah.
And I think I did sign, by the way. And Toradol was something, and I'm not, studies have said it's terrible. It's probably going to kill me. All right, I understand, but the life that I'm getting to live because of what I think Toradol allowing me to do on the field is something that is kind of a risk reward. And on my deathbed, I'll probably regret it and be like, oh, well, I shouldn't have done it. I could have lived life differently, whatever. Like, if it is as bad as some studies say it is, and I think it has changed over the years here, but when Antonio Brown was in the league, when his younger age, and I was in the league, and you were in the league, and everybody else, Toradol was something that like coaches would be trying to get in line to get. Like, there would be people lining up almost like, hey, can we use this? Now there's more studies, which I think led to more signing of stuff. Like you're saying, legal action having to happen for you to agree to it. It exists, but we have to look out for your future. And I think there's a lot of compliance that has to happen in there. And all of this will be documented. We talked about this whenever AB went on the Nelk Boys podcast, the Full Send podcast, where he was talking about what was said, what wasn't said, how it went. We just assumed like, NFL Films has all of this documented. We're going to find out if this is true or not. Even the halftime alleged incident where he was mad about Gronkowski getting more targets than him, which he said on Real Sports wasn't true. I'm Antonio Brown. I'm going to get the ball, which valid.
Tom Brady's my friend, right? Or Tom Brady's my friend.
Yeah,
I'm boys with him.
He's quarterback. I'm wide receiver. I'm Antonio Brown. I'm going to get the ball, which, by the way, everybody needs to realize, because Antonio Brown is one of the greatest football players of all time. Do not let that get lost. Do not get that lost. One of the greatest football players of all time is now suing and alleging the reigning Super Bowl champions of medical malpractice and unprofessionalism and slander. I mean, that's a big fucking deal whenever you think about it. But the way it's all rolling out, I'm not 100% sure if there will ever be a fair trial. I don't know if that'll ever be able to exist. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen, but I don't think this is ending anytime soon, unless, to your point, everybody that is either documented on the record or have cameras of this and says, like, no, this is what we have. Let's go ahead and figure out how we can be friends again. But I don't see that right now. It doesn't feel like that in the middle of
I want to see what the Bucks have to say. Like, I want to see what they say when they come back with, whatever he's alleging that they did. And also, they say they have text messages too, like that show what they're trying to say. Like, they act like they have forms of documentation for some of this stuff.
And the way the lawyer was speaking was very confidently, and you wouldn't be that confident, I'm thinking, unless you had some form or reason.
He could, though. He's smart to win. You want to try to win, like, the public opinion, though, no matter what.
He said he has numerous text messages from the GM telling him not to spin it any other way. I think
multiple times. Yeah.
As you brought that up, I just was trying to think about what they said in the 8-minute clip. Yeah, he said they have multiple text messages. That means it's on the record.
Mm-hmm.
They have that in the 200,000 crazy house that they're trying to send him to. What is that? Because they said that was in the same text messages that don't spin this any other way. What does that even mean? Is that the cost of the treatment that they were trying to send, or were they like, hey, we'll pay you $200,000 and we want you to go? I don't.
And what is that? How does that $200,000 work with the salary cap and everything? You can't just do that.
That's what AB's saying.
Yeah.
AB's
no,
saying.
I'm saying you could. Like, is it the owner? The owner like, hey man, I'll cut you a check for $200K off the books, not a part of your contract. Like, I don't know how they can legally do that, really.
Well, they were saying the GM. They were saying it was from Jason Light.
They didn't say his name though. They kept saying
no,
the GM.
but
they were saying
GM.
No, but they were saying other people's names.
I'm intrigued by it all, especially because once again, Antonio.
How about that lawyer? How about the lawyer had to sit down and like, hey, all right, tell me the full story. Let's walk me through everything that happened. Like, that would be a fun meeting to be a part of.
Yeah, and then this guy digesting that, he was, it was slanderish and libel. The way he was, some of the words he was dropping into some of his answers, you're like, oh, that's for precedent for legal action there. That is for this. And then when they asked about how much money at the end, AB cut off whole lot of money. Whole lot of money, man. We're talking. It felt like I was watching a movie. It felt like I was watching a movie while it was happening. I was like, this has to be some sort of scripted thing. It was going just so perfectly, but that's going to be loud. That's going to be something that's very real, especially if AB's making music with Yeezy.
We're starting to.
Madonna, Ricky Ross.
Kanye.
I mean, this ain't, he's from the pit, not the palace. Fucking run it. Start it. I mean,
is Floyd going to start training him for him to get into some boxing?
No, he wants to play.
Well, I'm clearly
for
biased.
the Ravens.
Yeah.
No one's going to sign him ever again, right?
This is going to sound absurd. Okay, this is going to sound absurd. What's coming out of my mouth right now, and I know people are going to say, "Oh, just saying this for takes or whatever." Just saying this for. Once again, I'm not doing that. If there's any quarterback that he could, and I don't want any quarterback that could relate to him and understand and maybe talk to him when he is fucking up or doing something like, hey, we can't do. Lamar Jackson would be the fucking guy, right? His cousin's on the team. They're from the same area. They're both dialed in. They're both still dialed into the same area. I assume a lot of same OGs, a lot of same people around. I assumed he was going to end up at Baltimore, what was it, I think, before he went to Tampa.
Yeah.
But has it gotten to the point where it is so much that even they won't be able to, even though Lamar Jackson has already hinted at it with a tweet, and from my particular standpoint, just because it didn't work with Ben Roethlisberger, Derek Carr, Tom Brady, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I do not believe that means it won't work with Lamar Jackson in the Baltimore Ravens. I honestly believe that, but there is a large notion that. And we were even in that at one point. Now, it has changed because he has done interviews and explained himself. And I think there has been a little bit of a narrative shift as opposed to a full, because they're saying that the Bucs were saying it was a mental breakdown, but a lot of people were saying that because anybody that judged it or talked about it was being accused of talking about somebody that isn't mentally healthy. Like that was a real thing that was happening. So everybody thought this guy will never get it, that he has to take care of himself and manage himself off the field because he is an incredible player, but he seems to be, whatever the case going. And then he's come out and been like, no, like this is how I felt. This is why I felt it. At least he's given a reason for why he did what he did, even though it was so absurd. And I don't think there's 32 teams that would sign him.
No.
I don't think there's 4 teams that could sign him. I honestly believe that if a team was to sign him out, and there's a lot that has to go into this, he's suing a fucking team right now. So
Yes.
the NFL doesn't play well whenever that's happening. I mean, that is not something the NFL has been known to be like, yeah, we'll forget about what you did there and move on. But is Lamar Jackson not the guy that he could potentially relate to most, get back into this thing, compete alongside, and maybe be the 3 for 26 yards in the first half? The game he left before. Could that not happen? Am I just living in a fairy tale land right now, not thinking about all of the things that have happened?
No, I mean, it's absolutely like it's a possibility, I guess. I don't know. It depends on if an owner wants to take him on, or the owner and GM and coaches. Now, John Harbaugh as well is known to be like a disciplined guy. He has control of the team. Maybe he would work well with AB. I don't know. Okay, they just have to weigh, do we, like the production that this guy has in the field, can we find a way to make an environment to where everything stays positive and it doesn't blow up in the end? Like that's all we got to see if somebody's willing to take a shot.
And if this doesn't, well, we know he's going to burn it down with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for someone to take a chance, I think.
Let's not forget his cousin, Hollywood Brown, who's there, was not happy during the season when he wasn't getting maybe the targets or whatever that he wanted.
Was that this season or last season?
Last season, never using the soldiers.
The dogs one? Soldiers.
Yeah, it was last season, I think. I don't think that was this
Who was
season.
AB boys with? Do you know who he's like tight with, like guys in the league that he plays with? I'd love to know like what they think about this whole situation.
Well, that photo of him, his cousin, and Lamar, I assume that's down in South Florida.
Yeah, Lev Bell commented on his IG right after that whole entire blow up.
Boy, I don't know. I mean, the amount of people that would have to okay that signing. There would definitely be too much I don't know. It would, in my eyes, theoretically, the locker room is the place where, that type of thing should be kind of handled. The locker room, hey, our culture is strong enough for somebody who maybe at other places hasn't gotten along, but our locker room, he'll be able to buy in.
But if it blew up with Tom Brady, who is the guy that has been fighting for him since the beginning, and it got to the point where Tom can't stop him. Tom's out there in the huddle, and AB's taking his shirt off and running down the end zone. Like, Tom can't come down and go grab him, give him a hug. Come on, man. Come on back in. Like, that's not going to work. So what makes people think it'll work somewhere else?
Well, I'm just thinking like maybe Lamar and Hollywood and them speak the same language.
I hope he does. I hope he gets back in the league. I love watching a dude play football. I know all the other stuff that goes with it. I just enjoy watching like that route he ran that you talked about in the game, Pat, where that comeback, like the DB fell back like 15 yards. The dude was selling the deep route so hard. It was awesome.
Yeah, he stemmed it to his post, then it was fade, and then it was
watching him run routes, like watching him do one-on-ones when they show a lot of clips of that from when he was in Pittsburgh and other places during camp. Like, that's a lot of fun, man. That dude is so sudden with his movements and just, it's and little subtle, like how he works into and works off the leverage. It's cool to see.
But he does have that, you disrespect me. All right.
It's great. It's a great thing on the field.
I concur. I enjoy it. I enjoy that a lot, but it feels like the kabooms of those have been really big.
Oh, yeah.
You've been really big every single time.
There has to be some NFL teams licking their lips, though, like, oh, we could get this guy.
I don't think so.
See, William, to your point, like, once you sue a team for defamation, isn't that possible? Like, hey, you go against the Shield. Like, I'm not saying they like blackball him, but, like, Goodell.
Why would an owner take a chance then?
Yeah, Goodell's like, hey, this guy's fucking persona non grata. Like, he's trying to sue the league. Fuck this guy.
And I don't want to, I don't want to say this, but it's real. Once you get considered like a distraction, once you get labeled a distraction, and the distraction potentially outweighs what they think they need for your team to win, for a team to win, you'll hear every coach say, it's hard enough to win the NFL already. It's hard enough to win the NFL already. But once you get that label on you, especially with how the coaching ranks are and how the scouting ranks are, I mean, it's tough to get it off you. But if you're Antonio Brown, and this is Zito's point, I guess, like, you're talking about one of the, like, he's always open. The guy is and in a league that only thing that matters to a lot of people is we just need to win games, okay? What do we need? We just need to win games. Who do we do it with? Whoever the fuck we need to win games. What's the worst that could happen? They could take their pads off, throw them at somebody, and then leave. It was like, well, that won't happen. That had already happened, won't happen again. It's like, I don't know. Time will tell, I guess. But he's ramping up to come back in there. And no, he would never. Like, us even mentioning another league would be so disrespectful to the football player that Antonio Brown is. But I don't know at the NFL, man. Isn't it crazy? Because we're actually having this conversation because of how good he is at football.
Yeah. Well, think if you're the Bucks ownership and everyone there's like, oh, okay, great. Now we have to deal with all of this. Like, will another owner take him on thinking like it could blow up like this? I don't know. I hope someone does take a chance. I want to see him play. I want to see what happens.
So Robert Kraft and it did not end well.
Well, that was. I mean, it's not like he did anything wrong at New England. It was previous allegations.
No, but I'm saying between him and Kraft afterwards.
No, it did not.
And then now he's suing the Glazer family.
Not Jay.
Not Jay. Not Manchester United.
No.
Glazer either. Is that the same Glazers? Tampa and Man U?
I believe so.
Yeah,
yes.
they are the same family.
Yeah.
They had a pretty good run. Got Cristiano Ronaldo and Tom Brady.
Not bad. They are hated in Manchester.
How come?
They don't spend that much money compared to other teams.
They brought Cristiano Ronaldo on the team. What was everybody on their ass?
On the cheap.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's 37. No one else was paying that much for him.
He deserves the Football De Leon, dude.
Yeah.
All right. The fact he didn't win the Football Leon is a bunch of bullshit. He had a hell of a year, dude.
Ballon d'Or?
There it is.
Football De Leon.
Who won it this year? Who won it?
Messi, dude.
I thought Pulisic.
Pulisic's not in the conversation because he's American. They won't give him the De Leon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There is rumblings that he might want out of Chelsea, actually.
Get him out of there. Get him to a play. Get him to Manchester.
No. Liverpool. He played under Klopp at Dortmund.
Barcelona. Hey, Barcelona's dead.
Yeah, they're done.
Barcelona.
Bring Pulisic in.
What?
Keep him in the
He's
PL.
a good lad. Come on over to the Reds.
Keep him in the PL.
What about the fucking Colorado Rapids?
Yes.
Blow up
Grow the game
MLS.
back home, for Christ's sake.
Come on, Christian.
That's not good.
God.
Jesus.
The Avalanche.
About the Dayton Dynamo.
Is it the
Colorado
Rapids?
Avalanche.
Avalanche.
The Rapids? It's the Rapids.
It's the
Come on, Pids.
Let's go. Maybe the Sounders.
Pulisic needs to be on a team that's on at 9 a.m. on USA Network every single weekend.
New
I
England
need-
Revolution.
Atlanta FC.
USA Network.
He's
I'm
not
talking
going to get
about
any better at any of those teams.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Premier. We're trying to win a World Cup. All right.
Yeah.
He's not going to get any better at those teams.
We need to have a sleeper cell over there, anyways.
Yeah.
And it's the best player on earth. He deserves the Football De Leon. Is he really getting out of Chelsea?
There's rumblings coming out this morning. Where it's coming from, I'm not sure yet.
Well, I hope he scores 10 goals tomorrow against El Salvador in
will.
Columbus and lifts his shirt and says, "Fucking free Pulisic."
There was lots of pictures of him smiling at training this morning. Everyone's saying it's the first time we've seen him smile in months.
Oh, get me out of this fucking organization that won't start me because I'm an American, even though I'm better than everybody. Is that what he's saying?
Pretty much.
Be a Red. It's time to be a Red.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, are other people saying this, Pat, that he doesn't get the time that he deserves?
The English
Or just
aren't.
you?
The Brits aren't. I want to let you know, a lot of my throwback rants about Christian Pulisic being a guy, and I was getting buried at the time by the footballers, the footy community, who I would like to restate that although now impossible for me to run anywhere, I was a better soccer player than you were. Okay, whoever's talking to me right now. I just want to let you know that. Probably not all of you, but a majority of you. So whenever I say that I know what greatness looks like, I fucking know, dude. Okay? And when I see Christian Pulisic fly around, he's faster than young Cristiano.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's more handsome than Messi. His handle and killer instinct is just outer worldly. And I hate to break it to the world, but we got the guy. You guys had the guy for a long time, whichever guy it was. I mean, at one point, Beckham was the guy.
Yeah.
Kicking 90-some mile an hour soccer. I kick 124 miles an hour, but 90-some. I mean, I'll bend it like Beckham. You guys made movies, okay? I'm like 30 miles per hour over that, but making movies about the guy. Then obviously, Wayne Rooney.
Remember the name.
Wayne.
Ibrahimovic.
Zlatan.
Messi and Cristiano have kind of run that thing for the last 15, 20 years or whatever. There was the original Ronaldo, obviously.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable, had his shoes for a little bit.
Yeah. Neymar.
Oh, Neymar was sweet. His hair was
Tell
so
Pulisic
good.
to come play in America then, if they're not going to play him over there.
Well, that's kind of what the Colorado Avalanche conversation was
That's
about.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he does deserve the De Leon, so maybe he should go stay over there.
Yeah, I don't think they award the De Leon to anybody who plays in the MLS just yet until we win the goddamn World Cup in Qatar.
Yeah.
And then we're going back to back. We're winning the World Cup from this point forward.
Boom.
They got those stadiums built yet?
Sorry, world.
All right.
Think about the stadiums.
Yeah, they're built.
No?
They're built.
They're built.
Almost.
They're a house built.
Yeah, they
They're
double
built.
as graveyards, but they're built.
Jeez.
I hope not.
You brought it up.
Keep
You
holding.
You're
did.
actually
You did.
This is a
I knew
massive,
they were up
it's a
against it.
massive mistake.
Massive.
The mass graves.
The World Cup in the winter, the World Cup in the summer when there's no football, anything else, it makes so much sense. You're going to be playing the World Cup in December, stopping the domestic leagues, like it's a joke.
Okay, so maybe we don't win this one because we're not going to watch.
Well,
That's football season. So
Maybe the times might work
maybe
out.
2026.
It's not for us though. They're not putting it on for Americans to watch.
Yeah,
are they?
but all the other leagues are stopping too, AJ. Like even soccer purists are pissed off about it too.
Yeah, so like
was this because of COVID or why?
We wouldn't want to piss
no,
them
it's
off.
because it's so hot in the summer they would die.
I was about to say,
Why
as,
did Qatar get it? Why did they get the World Cup?
Yeah.
I know it's cash. Is
Exactly.
this FIFA?
Money,
FIFA's
money,
involved?
money.
Yeah, there's all kind of stuff going on.
just as a soccer purist, though, I would like to say I'm not happy about it running then, and I'm going to boycott watching it.
Boom.
Unless the United States goes on a run.
Well, and they
if
might
we
be
get out
on
of pool play.
Yeah, they might be on early. Like, could you imagine a Sunday where USA plays at 9 and then we just roll right into the games at 1?
Oh, my God.
I mean, sign me up.
Sign me up. What if they're playing on like Wednesday morning?
Perfect.
That'd be awesome.
Could
Are
work
they
out.
scheduling all the games for Wednesdays and Tuesdays?
Every day, my friend.
Yeah, but our group might play on Wednesdays or Tuesdays.
I would like them to look into the United States only playing on Tuesday and Wednesday. Friday maybe if they have to, but that's high school football. Fucking take it
Yeah,
easy.
that's a good point.
Thursday
Take it
morning, maybe.
Thursday morning maybe.
Any morning.
Not Monday morning. Please, we need a hangover from the
Isn't
NFL.
it like the world's most popular sport? So they're not worried. People aren't going to watch football. They're going to watch this.
Okay.
So
that's
11,
a fun little game that they play.
11 p.m. in Qatar is 3 p.m. here.
That'll be the.
Okay, so 8 p.m. is noon.
So how many 11 p.m. games are they playing over there?
I assume they're playing 8 p.m. games, right?
Yeah, but rewind.
So that means the earliest game or the latest game of the day would probably be what, noon here?
They always start at like 3, 6, and 9, wherever it's at. I think.
3, 6, 9.
Damn girl, fine.
Girl, let me take it down one more time. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low. Hello, to the wall, to the wall. Christian Pulisic deserves that daily on.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's him.
Boom.
That
Jesus always dancing like that?
Always. Well, whenever the window to the wall comes on, if Little John comes on, Jesus is going to feel it.
What?
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Come a little closer, let me whisper in the ear. Turn those something you might like to hear. Sexy ass body in your ass looks soft. Mind if I touch it, see if it's soft. Now I'm just playing to say I can. And I'm gonna be a real nasty man.
How about when the Yin Yang Twins
used to go?
They were hot.
That Little John crew just came through like a wrecking ball.
Changed the game.
There's a lot of upbeat.
Yeah.
A lot of my college days.
Getting crunked.
Lil John, Lil Wayne, we were going through college together. It was a hell of a time. We had a big time with the little guys.
Hey, Graham Harrell is the new OC in West Virginia.
All right.
He's a stud, man. They're going to score some points.
I fucking hope so.
Is Neil still at the helm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Neil's good. I mean, they gotten worse, but
Yeah,
He's good though.
he's good.
Hard to win,
Go
man.
6 and 5.
Is it? Your team's good every single year.
I know it's hard to win. They're grinding at all times.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe we need to do a little bit more pounding the pavement, a little bit more beer in the gullets.
What?
You know what I mean? A little bit more grit and tough.
What?
What?
I think we need. Neil Brown will get him back. I trust the climb for a while.
I was just going to say.
Well, he's basically got to win this year. They're going to shit can him, right?
I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know that we have hit a plateau in the mountain because we were climbing for a while, and we almost actually found a little bit of a cliff. I think with Graham Harrell coming back, we're going to be alpining in no time. We're going to go like that.
If Miley
I
can
hope.
find the climb, Graham Harrell can find the climb.
I don't know, man. That team is tough to watch.
Yeah.
That team was tough to watch this year.
Well, we knew when they lost Tony Fields, the defense was not going to be the same.
Yeah, you're right. He was a good player.
Very good player. Played this year.
I'm part of a fund now for an NIL thing.
Yeah.
I'm part of a board. It's not my actual money. It's just I'm part of a board. What, are we just going to pay everybody?
Well, you should throw the
Good idea.
kitchen sink at Caleb Williams. What are we doing right now?
Arch Manning, dude.
Are people that are offering these NIL deals to college athletes, are they paying off for them? Like if it's a car dealership, whatever it is, like is it working?
I have no idea. I said, what am I doing? We just want you to be on there for advisory purposes or whatever. I'm like, how many meetings? I don't have time. Am I going to have to do something in this?
Get in a Zoom with like 20 people. It'll be fun.
I'm terrible in those settings.
Yeah, if you ain't a 5-star, you don't even want to know.
That's when you fake it. You got to fake a bad connection during that.
What if you have to give a
pipe burst?
Is that what you do for the show? You fucking
Nah, never on this show.
Sure.
It's possible.
Sure.
It's possible it's happened.
Check the records. What if you have to give a call to a recruit? Come on.
I mean, I batted 1,000 in my hostings.
Yeah.
If I was a part of the hosting crew, we got everybody. And I felt like really proud of that. But I don't know if they still recruit the same way that we used to recruit. You know, I think it's a little bit different.
I hope they can. I doubt. Yeah, there's no way.
There's some late nights, early mornings for guys. I don't know.
It used to be the Wild West back then, man.
I don't know.
We'd be at bowl practice. It would start at like 8:30, and then we'd see the recruits start to file in with their parents like 30 minutes later, and everyone would just stare at them and go, "Oh, what's up?" But you see the guys you had out last night.
Yeah, sunglasses on, all of them. You know, had to meet. There was one that I went when I went on my visit to West Virginia. It was late because the kicking camp happened so late, so it wasn't when a bunch of other people were there. So I was one of the only people. I was the only person there basically at the time. It wasn't like a long. It was so close to signing day, and we did it that night. I mean, and by the way, I think if you were to ask the person who hosted me, and I do not want to say his name because I think he is currently coaching in places, I think he would say like, yeah, dude kept up for a good. I feel like I put on a good performance. Rich Rod wanted to talk to me the next morning, though, unannounced. So I thought I didn't have anything until like 9:10 a.m. Oh no, we have a 7:30 all of a sudden. Knock on the door. That was a wild day. So the first time Rich Rod really talked to me, I think he really got a pretty good introduction to how this is probably going to go. I heard you fucking kick the shit out of the ball. I was like, yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, thank you so much for the entire thing. It was awesome. That back in the day, what it used to be. Now, I think I saw Antonio Cromartie tweet. He's coaching at Texas A&M for the Aggies, and he said now everybody's pocket watching. So all these recruits are like, if somebody else they hear is getting this, they want that. Like it's going to turn into a dramatic thing because these guys, I don't want to say are too young for business, but they really like, hey, getting a certain amount of money, even though it might not be as much as somebody else, you're still getting that amount of money. And when you're younger, I think with money, you're always judging against how less you got as opposed to viewing it like, no, this is a lot more than zero. Like we should be fucking pumped about this. I guess there is some situations like maybe that weren't thought about as much going into this entire thing that have some rippling effects. And that was what Cromartie's tweet was. He's like, now guys are kind of, oh, I'm getting this from this. Yeah, man, this NIL deal shit crazy. Now kids are worried about everyone else's pockets. How about this? Worry about taking care of the things on the field first, and everything else will follow. Because if you're not productive on the field or in the class, you won't see the money. Worry about you. I hope with everyone, family looking for a big payday from these NIL deals that they are getting financial education. And if y'all paying these marketing companies 25, 30%, and you're getting taxed at 36%, at least was how big some of the money is automatically, just know you're not making any money. That's over 50% of your money gone. And just know those marketing agents want their money before taxes, just like the government. Very real statement here from Antonio Cromartie. And he's coaching, so he's probably recruiting, so he's in the SEC. So there's probably a lot of that stuff happening around there. How do you get past this? I guess you just have to have some. There's probably going to be a generational thing that's going to have to take place. This is probably going to happen for some time.
Yeah, maybe it'll figure itself out once it's not like a new thing. Once it just becomes like this is normal, which these young guys, it is new. So I don't know. I have no idea. There's all kind of unintended consequences they talked about before, and then now that they're dealing with, I don't know. I don't know how it's like it came. NIL is here. And then, okay, no one talks about it anymore, I feel like.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a big part of the conversation, I think, in all the recruiting from this
Can you
point.
have an agent now? Can you sign with an agent while you're in college?
Well, that's a marketing partner there, right? And they're taking 25, 30%. Get
That's
them
a lot.
the fuck out.
Yeah.
But also, you know nothing about business or any of the connections. So if somebody shows up with, hey, here's a $100,000 deal, now it goes down to $75,000 for you, and that particular tax rate is $30,000. We're going to do this. They're not going to say that, right? Hey, we have this. To some family, like if somebody walked in to Tim and Sally's house when I was growing up and had a $100,000 deal, I assume Tim and Sally would listen and be like, well, we don't know this we don't trust this guy at all. And I think Tim would probably shake him down, try to get the lowest percentage possible. But that money is going to be accepted whenever, and I think that's probably how it all works in this particular fashion. I don't know. I don't know the game enough at this point. Hopefully I'll learn being a part of this fund, though. I'm excited to kind of learn that.
Good for you. So it's with West Virginia?
Yeah, it's not my money, though. So
no, I know. Yeah, but the schools are like building teams to handle all this NIL stuff, to help out the players and do all that.
Texas has 4 funds.
That like just random people come and they pool their money and then they go out there and figure out who to give it to?
No, and I think businesses.
Well, Texas has that committee too, right? Don't they have that the head coach answers to or whatever?
Yeah, well, the council or whatever.
Yeah, the council.
And Max said they're not as loud whenever you're winning, but you lose, you start hearing from all of them. But I guess there's like 4 different funds that are coming to be there. I think I think I read that on the internet. I'm not sure. So this could be a big time game changer, man. Could be. I mean, what? Eastern Michigan?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or Central Michigan? Eastern Michigan offered $1 million to a kid. Is that yearly? Is that for 4 years? Is that $250,000 per?
What if you transfer too?
What all is owed? What's guaranteed? What's up front? What's at the end of the season? I mean, there's a lot of questions there.
Yeah. What if you don't play? Like the Quinn Ewers kid, he got $1 million or whatever, didn't play at Ohio State, and then
he didn't get any.
Now he's transferring.
Yeah, but I don't think he got it.
He didn't end up getting any of his money.
I doubt he did. There has to be language in there where they protect themselves.
Well, I think on the flip side, there was some sort of
clause.
Yeah. Well, not just clause, but stipulation.
You might get it might be like a normal contract though. We have a guarantee. Okay, we're going to give you $50K at signing. This deal's up to $500K, but you have to stay here and all that.
Oh, this is old school NFL contracts where you hear the upside. Yeah. Hey, this is a $70 billion deal. Okay. To get the final $69.999 billion, you have to cure every form of cancer. But if you do, and you catch a touchdown, $70 billion. We sign? We good? Sign right here? Yep. And then the media would float. $70 billion deal has been reached for offensive tackle via agent, whatever the name the agent is, who's now negotiated somehow a $70 billion deal that will never be seen. That was like old school NFL deals. The NIL deals are probably going to go through that same maturity and growth of description and designation, I would hope, I'd assume.
Yeah, Cardale Jones, the old quarterback at Ohio State, he's part of I don't know if it's not a fund, I don't know what it is, but he's doing something with NIL to try to help out players. And I think not only Ohio State, I think everywhere.
Ohio State shouldn't be allowed to have one.
Why?
Because you guys already do
good program.
You guys a good program.
So Alabama has them. Every other big school has them.
I don't think Alabama has one, dude.
No, I don't need
one.
It's a good program.
They like to compete down there.
Their backup QB was getting $1 million.
That's not because of Alabama, though.
No.
That's not. That's because of
he wowed those people.
He was a good salesman.
You're right.
Don't you guys be cheating. You don't need to fucking cheat over there.
You can't cheat anymore. There's no cheating anymore now, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah, because you guys did. O-H-I-O. Every one of these players $1 million. Okay, but we have to figure out a way to get into their pockets without the tax seeing it or the IRS seeing it or anybody in the NCAA seeing it. So O-H-I-O. You some ideas on how we can do that. Okay, so maybe we can get them, some jobs in the area. Maybe move them in there, and then O-H-I-O. You this $1 million or $2 million down the road when they're not keeping track of everybody's bank account. But
Bitcoin. Don't you think Bitcoin comes into play here?
No, you're going to be okay. What's that, dude?
Don't you think Bitcoin could come into play here?
Oh, I don't even bring it in. Don't even. Is it going down still?
I don't know. I mean, it's down from where it was. I know.
No way. From the other day when we were talking about it,
no,
and Connor goes, they say buy the dips. I might have to get myself one.
Yeah.
It's true.
Slowly climbing again.
Oh, we're coming back?
Slowly.
Congrats to that Bitcoin.
There you go, Bitcoin.
Sounds like a guy who just bought in.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Buy the dips.
It's got to come back, right? It's got to go up.
Whoa.
It can go down.
Yeah, some
I'm
people
just
think
telling
it's
you what I
going to
hear.
zero.
Just tell you what people say.
I would like to hear, that easy question answered. And I think they have, in their heads, answered those questions for me, but my brain not good enough to piece it together. Who's controlling when it goes up and down?
Satoshi Nakamura, or whatever his name is.
Nakamoto.
Shinsuke and Boogs control Bitcoin?
Maybe.
Not Shinsuke Nakamura, dude. The guy that founded Bitcoin, where there was only supposed to be a certain amount of Bitcoin.
21 million.
Boom. It's in his tablets. Doesn't he have tablets or a book or something? That might be more.
Yep, it's like Joseph Smith. Yep.
Yeah, which same page.
But
what happened to all our stock people in this office when Dogecoin started?
Good question.
So who controls that?
What happened to Doge?
Probably a bunch of people made a bunch of money. Obviously, everybody made all the money in the world.
Yeah.
But who controls the stock market?
Supply.
The actual stock market?
George Soros.
It depends on who you ask.
Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Bill,
Right?
Bill Gates.
Tim
Couch.
Whoever owns the stock.
Yeah, but that thing will go up when bad news comes, and it'll go down when good news comes. And then when like terrible news comes, it goes all the way down. And I'm sure there is some calculated reason, and there's people obviously that have figured it out, and there's people that go to school, finance school. You go to entire education services to figure it out, and I've not done that. But at least there is some sort of reasoning, I guess, for the stock market, even though it is regulated and seems to be a rigged game. Seems like you were showing up at a rigged game if you're, not in it or whatever. And I have not gotten in there. And people have made a lot of money. I have friends who are not uber wealthy folks growing up that have gotten in the stock market, made money, they've had success, and they've tried to explain it to me, and I'm not smart enough. I'm too dumb. But at least there's some sort of thought. With Bitcoin, why does it go up and why does it go down? Does anybody know why it does either of those things?
I don't think so. No.
No.
I think it's exactly like the stock market.
Yeah, like articles come out that it uses too much
Shout out, by the way.
fossil fuels and
Shout out,
stuff like
shout
that.
out, shout
So people are against Bitcoin now, so it goes down.
Yeah, but that's been coming out for a long time, that thing.
And then fucking, what's his name? Elon will tweet that he's accepting Bitcoin for Tesla, and then it'll go back up.
And Tesla will go down. Tesla is the same. It goes up and down a ridiculous amount as well.
I'm too dumb. I'm too dumb for it all. But I hope everybody makes $1 billion off of whatever you invest in.
Hell yeah.
I'm investing in aviators that, lock the keys inside of them.
How what the
At
hell?
least the keys are safe.
They are.
Well, you don't need them.
Kinda.
You need to get you need to get a magnetic box with an extra key and tuck it underneath your car somewhere.
That's a really good concept.
A lot of people. I mean, a lot of people do that.
Oh, that's that.
No, I mean it's been around forever, but yeah, you can buy. They're for that reason.
Those have not been around forever.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah,
they were around when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Really?
That's because Uncle Wexy's been living in 2050 for years now.
I just want to let you know, Tim and Sally were hoping the car got stolen every night for insurance purposes. So that thing was left unlocked and open.
We get a new one.
Yeah. Windows down. Keys inside of it. Almost on.
Come take it.
Come on.
Good luck.
Come on.
Neon sign pointing to it.
Except for that one Subi, man. We had a Subi Forester.
Your dad talks about it all the time.
Subaru Forester was a good fucking car. That thing
lasted forever, he said.
We drove everywhere in that thing. I mean, everywhere. And it just never quit. It always just one more mile. For whatever reason. It was a hell of a vehicle. Stick shift in there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
He said people used to stop him to say they want to buy it off him.
I don't recall that. But it was a good vehicle. It was a great vehicle. I would not be surprised, by the way. People didn't want to buy that thing.
They don't make them how they used to.
Well, they might. I don't know. The Aviator might be able to go for a long time, too.
Hopefully.
But drive it one time.
Turn that
Stay out of sleep mode.
deep sleep off.
This lazy fucking car.
It's not a good start.
Welcome to the family. You're now from the Rust Belt. I know you're created up there in soft-ass Detroit.
Yeah.
But now you're down here where there's actual grit.
Easy.
That's right.
All right.
fucking
Your Ford runs just fine.
Wow, that thing's actually falling apart, too.
Made in Indiana.
That's why I'm keeping my Ford Fusion forever.
That car stinks. You need,
Yeah.
He showed up the other day with that car, and I was driving. I was either driving behind him. I forget where we were heading somewhere. I was driving behind him, and I'm like, why is this kid still driving this thing that has a governor set to it in a preset factory? He can't go above 70 miles an hour.
Which is very similar to your problem because I turned that bitch on and I can't turn it off. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Cars are the best, dude. Life is dumb, but not as dumb as us. We'll be back tomorrow with another show. I'm sure it'll be terrible. I can't wait to see who we pissed off today. That's become a thing. I just have to accept it. Like, I just have to accept this is the thing that happens whenever things get bigger and more people see stuff. Like, you're going to be hated by more people. But there's some people saying some out-of-pocket shit that I'm like...
Who's commenting on your arms?
Flabby. That was unbelievable.
You're about to get super jacked now.
Not that I'm already... What?
You already are. I'm saying even more. You're about to look like Bobby Lashley.
Was that AJ's burner?
Yeah, it was potentially. Look at this flabby ass.
Might have been Bobby. It wasn't me, though.
Bobby Lashley, cool fucking guy, huh?
I mean General Carpenter.
General
Carpenter. That's what I mean.
It's not Sergeant Lashley.
General
Carpenter. Carpenter. Oh, man. This show is the dumbest. I have no idea why it's successful, but we appreciate it. Let's use hashtag PMS.
Flabby arms.
All right. PMS flabby arms. That's 2 B's and a Y. All right, on flabby. No, let's not do that. We should give away something. That's sweet. We haven't done a giveaway in a while. See if
Give away that Aaron Rodgers bobblehead thing right there.
This one?
Yeah.
What? You don't want it on here?
No, it's fine. It'll fall eventually, but you should give it away before it falls.
Why don't we give away the $100K that you said you were going to give Pat if that stayed on there for longer
10
than
days.
a week?
That's true, yeah.
How about can we get an autographed AJ Hawk jersey because this did stay on here longer than 10 days?
He still owes us one, by the way.
Yep.
For what?
For the last giveaway we did. Whoa.
Look at that. Holy shit.
You probably glued it, honestly.
Huh?
Why would you even insinuate something like that?
Slot this whiskey.
What?
I mean,
10 days, dude.
Was that known by everybody?
Come on.
I have no idea.
I should have known. I honestly, I
What?
thought too highly of you. I didn't think you would cheat.
What?
I did not think you would cheat on this.
Cheat?
What are you talking about?
I'm trying to take
You
care
used
of my
some
stuff.
Gorilla Glue on that
There
sucker
was no
you put on the
rules.
day I made that comment.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
That was awesome.
That was maybe the best crunch noise of all time.
This was a Zito production, obviously.
That makes
Zito, in my ear, while you're saying that 10 days thing, well, this is kind of inside baseball here. While you're saying if that thing's on there for 10 days or whatever, we'll do the however much money is. Zito's literally in the back going, do it. We'll take that shit. I'm like, all right. And he put Gorilla Glue on it. Yeah. Crazy glue.
I should have known.
Hey, whatever the case,
You lose.
we won.
Yeah, you're right. I did not make a rule that you can't tape it or glue it on there.
Well, of course. You just said it will be there for 10 days. It has been.
That's my fault.
Can we give away a jersey of yours?
I don't have. What do you mean? You have one there?
I'll buy a Ohio State one.
I don't have one either. I don't have one of my own.
But we could probably customize them.
We could. No.
Uh-oh.
AJ has one. Give away
Not
his.
before the Rumble.
Baby belt?
Whoa.
You can give yours away.
You just saw me say, maybe I'll get. No. In my head. You watched it actually happen. I'm
Give
like,
yours away. It's like the Intercontinental title.
Oh, it's by the way,
Damn.
great
That
championship. A lot of Hall of Famers have held
Still
that.
is.
That's
Shinsuke Nakamura is the current Intercontinental champion. That's a great title.
It is.
You should
Bob
feel
used to
very,
hold it.
you should feel very good about
Just
it.
not.
Holy shit!
What the hell?
These things just keep showing up, man.
Old AJ too.
Got a couple of these? Got a couple of these?
You son of a.
Holy.
You want to borrow these for the Rumble on Saturday?
Those are fake. You ain't got one of these, alone, 2 of them. Mine's actual metal. You hear that?
Yeah, and diamonds. Diamonds are real.
It's metal. Do you got the metal on this thing?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's.
Sounds like plastic.
Can't tell the video and audio quality are so terrible.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
2 straps.
You got 2 of them?
God damn it.
Who'd you beat? Oh.
Everybody.
All right.
It's hard to get 2 to balance on you.
Yeah. I mean, especially when they're that fugazi. You know what I mean?
I just wear double wristbands now.
Will you give away one of those then?
I mean, they keep showing up to the house, so yeah, I can give as many away as you want.
What? You just keep beating people up or what? You just keep winning and they just keep sending titles to you?
I think people wanted to show me how not rare they are.
Whoa.
What are you talking
This
about?
fucking guy.
For these little guys.
Aren't you just spoiled with riches over there? That must be nice.
Must be nice to buy a brand new car and lock yourself out day one.
I didn't do it. The car locked me out of it. You hear me? It was probably the app, actually, now that I think about it. This is supposed to be the future, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about one of these. All right?
Yeah, what about it? I've had the second one for at least 10 days.
Wow.
Should have made a bet.
It's fucking unbelievable. I don't know how you won 2 titles in that quick. It took me years to get one. All right, so we're giving away one of your titles. Are you going to sign that thing?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. Hashtag PMS Fugazi title. And you could potentially win an autograph little title belt.
How do they spell that?
PMS, capital F, lowercase UGAZI, capital TITLE.
Okay.
There we go.
No ding. I think I hit it right.
Yep, nailed it.
You know, I was spelling bee champ back in the day, 5th, 6th grade. Never read a book, but I was spelling the words better than all the nerds. Felt good about that. Then I lost on buffoon on the Barstool spelling bee.
Yep.
It's a tough one.
How do you spell it?
BUFFOO.
Yep, double F, double O.
What'd you do?
I think 1 F.
I could see that.
That was bad performance. I got one early. I think something like hydroxide or something.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
There was an X in there, and I just fucking, as soon as HYDROXIDE, and they were like, yeah, that's right, actually. Thank you. Fucking Foxy got like house or horse.
Cat.
Jesus.
Yeah. No one even knew who I was there. And they're like, how the fuck does this guy get cat?
Yeah, Foxy got booed out after he got it right, but
Makes
it was
sense.
fun to be a part of. Francis won that thing. He's Ivy League educated. Once they started getting into those words where you had to ask questions about like actual origin meant something for letters and who's going where, you lost me on that one. I mean, I have no idea what the rules are. You know, I before E, except after C. But that doesn't count for Chiefs, I guess.
I didn't know all these rules.
Yeah, there's fucking rules. What do you think the kids ask for the origin of the words for?
Oh, I know. Well, those kids, that's not how my brain works. So I would just watch and be entertained by those kids. I never thought like that would help me out in a spelling bee.
You a good speller? You get like when you text, or do you get?
I was actually a good speller, yeah. And I definitely, the simple thing that everybody can learn is you got to know the difference. You're 2 and 2 and there and there. Yeah. Like you can get that right.
There, and there.
Yeah.
Somebody sent us like if we're about to do business with somebody, and they send in a copy for us to read before whatever meeting or whatever, and they have any word spelled wrong. Oof. Phil is relentless on it. We do not want to get into business with somebody that can't spell this word right.
No.
This is not something we want to do. Go back to the drawing board. Give that thing a go. I think there's actually a red underline underneath that one. So we don't know if you're lazy, dumb, or both, but we do know that we probably want to have this conversation at a later date when you figure it out. Mm-hmm. Speaking of, you owe $100,000 to us for that 10-day thing.
Gotcha.
Yep. Makes sense.
Big Sky Customs, by the way. Shout out to Rob Brown at Big Sky Customs.
Thank you, Big Sky.
Rob Brown.
Bob Brown, Big Sky Customs. The first one that died, I got attacked for disrespecting this man's work. He worked really hard on it. And I understand he did, and we showcased it for a long time.
We did.
And then accidentally one thing comes to another. Little John comes on, and, Jesus can wobble over here, but the original could not.
No.
But Big Bob Brown sent us back another one that's unbelievable. Yeah, that was the issue there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good art, by the way.
It was.
Rest in peace.
That's perfect.
He's wearing blue right there, too, by the way.
Interesting.
Well, that's foreshadowing. Nah, he's done that before, though. That same outfit.
I don't think so.
Well, I kind of thought that's why AJ said he should take it down, because he's wearing a Packers uniform. Maybe AJ knows something.
Oh.
He does.
AJ.
Hey, we need Dirty to drop a 3D rendering of similar, but with
different jerseys.
Colts blue on it.
I don't think you have to worry about that, but
Why not?
well, because he's not coming to Indianapolis.
You never know.
You didn't hear
Tom.
EA said it? She basically said it earlier.
Well, no, but then Jim Irsay said, "But hey, Carson is my favorite guy.
Actually,
I love
he said-
Carson."
He said something vastly different than that. You know that.
Are you sure?
There's
I
no
thought-
reason for you
I
to.
thought maybe he was
He needs a
thinking, "Hey,
quarterback."
Carson is
Maybe one of the best guys I've ever seen at the position.
Jim Irsay started tweeting a little bit about what his thoughts were on the entire team. A lot of people think, oh, this is a cryptic message. Jim Irsay put out a tweet that said it's pretty obvious, basically, whenever you're watching these games, you got to be able to score at least 30 points, and you got to be able to stop the other team from scoring 30 points. And everybody's like, oh, he's talking about Carson Wentz not being able to score any goddamn points. He's going to move on, especially with what Chris Ballard said and how the season ended with what Frank Reich said, losing in Clowntown. Maybe even earlier in the season, Jim Irsay talked about Carson Wentz whenever the Jim Irsay collection was having a performance in Nashville and the vaccine and everything came into question. I mean, there was a lot of smoke around the fact that the Colts are going to be looking for a new quarterback, but Carson Wentz still under contract.
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely going to be the
not
guy.
going anywhere."
I mean, he'd be great for Green Bay.
No,
Carl?
no.
Carson Wentz vaccinated?
Wow. That's what Jim Irsay did ask as well.
Yeah.
You know, when he was asked about a lot of things that were going on, he sprained both of his ankles in one play. He was also missing games because he wasn't vaccinated.
How come Carson doesn't get attacked?
Nobody cares about that, huh?
That's weird.
Well, he's not the MVP of the NFL, which is what we're talking about right now, becoming a cult.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He drives a Bobcat, too, so people look at him like, oh, this
Actually,
guy, he doesn't know what the fuck
Wisconsin
he's doing anyway.
prefers
So.
Bobcat.
Great hunting in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The
You're
amount
right.
of things he could kill.
Oh, they'll burn his house down if he shows up with that Mickey Mouse Bobcat shit up there. That's fucking deer country, my friend.
Maybe he could Bakhtiari a Bobcat.
Oh.
Wow. I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so.
We like Carson Wentz as a person.
Love him.
With that
Good guy.
being said,
With that being said, he is Bobcat guy.
get his ass out of Indy.
Jesus.
There's no reason for you to do that, what you just did right there.
You guys want to go 9-8 for the next 3 years and not make the playoffs?
What's that all about?
It's not
should
me.
want him to stay.
It's about
Of all
what?
people.
Yeah,
I
but
want
you're
a
in the
parade
city.
in here, Nick. I want to be part of a losing goddamn city. This year was brutal.
What did Jim tell you, too?
Jim told me, hey, brother, we're going to win a Super Bowl 2 in the next 6 years. Fucking better. I doubt it if Carl is the quarterback.
What's your problem?
It's not my problem. Hey, we all watched the same goddamn product that the Indianapolis Colts put on the field, goddammit. They lost to the worst team in football.
You're not the only Buffalo Bills lost to him, too.
Yeah, but the Bills actually made something of themselves.
Yeah, they did.
They lost to them when it was different.
The Bills lost to the protocols and rules of the NFL. They didn't lose to the Chiefs.
Exactly.
The Bills lost to the Chiefs.
No, because if Josh Allen's allowed to go back out on the field, he scores, too.
They might still be playing.
Well, they're not. If the number one defense in the NFL could stop something.
Yeah, they're both playing by the same rules. Win the coin toss, I guess, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Only
9-0
two lost.
going in, yeah. That Bills team's... I am bummed we're not going to see that Bills team play anymore.
Real shit.
Just like the Packers team. I'm bummed we're not going to get to see that Packers team play anymore. It'd be vastly different. Every team's going to be so much different next year. Let's enjoy this weekend.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
Let's enjoy this weekend.
Goddamn right.
Let's enjoy Hammer Down in about 15 minutes when that thing airs. You guys are going to be handing out winners. We appreciate you. AJ Hawk, you're the best. Thank you to all of our guests, Bobby Lashley, Erin Andrews. McPherson's an absolute stud.
Beast.
Love that guy. I hope you all have an incredible evening. We'll be back manana. Hashtag PMS.
Fugazi title.
Fugazi title. Right now, take a picture. Take a picture right now. Take a picture right now.
All right.
Knocked over half my desk throwing these heavy belts up.
Yeah, well, one of those will be given away here. You know what I mean? Autographed by you, AJ?
Yep, silver. Silver will show up on this pure leather belt right here.
Which one?
I made a choice yet of which one I want to get rid of.
All right. Hashtag PMS Fugazi title. Go ahead and take a picture within the next 5-6 seconds. Go ahead and bounce that thing around, Fox. All right. You automatically be entered if you tweet that to win.
These are so hard to hold
One
on.
of those Fugazi titles that he has in Columbus, Ohio, autographed by the man himself, AJ Hawk.
Thank you.
AJ, why don't you send it over here? We'll sign it as well.
Yeah.
I will. I'll send it.
All right, so it'll be
Send it to that place.
a fully autographed Fugazi title that is currently at AJ Hawk's house.
Yeah.
Hashtag PMS Fugazi title. Perfect. We'll see you tomorrow. I can't wait to pick a winner for that. And that makes life a lot easier for CFFO. It doesn't have to transfer any money or deal with any, financial apps.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Bingo.
So these are the type of giveaways we should probably do more of, is what I'm learning of.
Okay.
But the money's good too. Money's always good. So we'll continue to do that, hopefully in a much more efficient way. We appreciate you all so much. See you tomorrow.